the thunder throws, all shock and groan. Disobedience turned their hearts to stone. Rejected the truth, lost in the zone. Now they're paying rent in Hades' bone home. Both crackheads, no shelter in the night. Underworld gates, that eternal fright. Denials echo through torturous flights. Only face facts could have saved their plight. Lightning crack, no way back. Lost souls on brimstone track.
Greetings.
Ignorance, gotta pay the toll. Zeus truth or face the dole.
Good morning, Queen. Please. Sweet tea.
Foolish on the underworld note. Denied Olympian decree, now they tote. Eternal chains, no antidote. Gods convene, truth unseen.
Let's go.
Demigods whisper, lost souls scream.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Or drown in the stream. Zeus wrath, a cruel dream.
That's right.
So torment, echo loud. Lost in sulfur, desperate, proud. Zeus watches from Olympus cloud. Rejected truth, their fates avowed.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Curtis, we are here. Shay, good morning.
Convene, no way back.
Hey!
Souls on brimstone track. Ignorance, gotta pay the toll. Or face the dole. Charon's boats too full to float.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Yes, we are once again back in the Thunderdome. Good morning, Tiffany for the people. Good morning. All right, I hope you all are doing good.
Hurricane Zeus, I'm coming through your city, a lot of bounce to it.
Let's get this
Make
show
this a track
started.
beat.
You know what I'm saying?
Make sure it has a lot of bounce to
That's
it.
right, that's right.
That's cool.
Welcome.
So they asking me what's the new vibe. I tell them it's me, Hurricane Zeus. Yeah, coming through Hurricane Zeus. Yeah. Bro, they asking
Welcome,
me
ladies
what's
and
the new
gentlemen.
vibe. I tell them it's me, Hurricane Zeus. Yeah, coming through Hurricane Zeus. Yeah. I'm the new vibe, I ain't gonna lie. I know they looking for the truth.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please tap the screen, share the
See, I'm
live.
coming in, I'm bringing all the drama. I'm coming in, I'm bringing the destruction. Because people want the truth, and
Alright.
they're craving it for a while. but
Good
they
morning,
ain't
ladies and
getting it.
gentlemen.
So
We
now
are
you
once
got me
again
standing
back.
up here, looking at you in
Welcome
your
to the
eyes while
show.
you're waiting and you wishing that I would stop.
Good
but I
morning,
won't,
Tiffany, for the
because I got
people. Good morning,
permission to
Zena
touch.
Smith.
I am the boss. I am the mission, I'ma keep it dripping. I'm saucy. I'm everything
Good morning,
above. I'm
Ange.
the classiest
The
one.
beautiful
Nothing here.
Ange.
It's my city and I run it.
It's my city and I
You
run
know
it.
what I do.
Thank you.
Do what you do over there. Let me keep on cooking you food.
Let's go, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
me, Hurricane Zeus.
That's right.
Hurricane Zeus. I'm coming through your city like a hurricane. I'm Hurricane Zeus.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Let's go ahead and get this show started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host, I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. All right, Hurricane Juicy, thank you. We are here. All right, Hurricane Juicy, thank you. Brightness, my screen was dim. I was like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. You know exactly why we are here, all right? But before we get started, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. The second H is because I'm humble. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because, you've guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Marcus Styles, you want me to lower your taxes and pay off some of your debt? Don't worry, we'll take care of that. We'll drill, baby, drill. That's what we do over here, all right? And on top of that, what else do? We hold our so-called friends on the right accountable for all their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes, all right? Because unlike them, we know the two-tier justice system has allowed them to get away with some of the most nastiest, dangerous things that our country has ever seen. Quiet as it is kept, I'm going to continue to beat the drum when it comes to what's going to ruin this nation. We're heading towards a 1929 depression. All right. I'm in League C3 on my backup account. Thank you. Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow's the 18th. Yeah. I'll be on my main account tomorrow, so make sure you go follow me back on my main account, all right? But like I was saying, we're heading towards a 1929 style depression, one like we've never seen before, because guess what? Hey, CC, because you know who's going to be the next president of the United States, and you hear exactly what he's trying to do to this country, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to do mass deportations. He's going to do mass deportations. You voted for it, though. Don't boo me. You voted for it. And so there's a rule. If you're a Trump supporter, you don't get to complain and blame Democrats ever again once Donald Trump takes office. And so that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. But yeah, once those mass deportations kick in, once those blanket tariffs kick in, legendary. Is there something you wanted to say to Big Zeus? All right, because I haven't even gone through any of my content. Avocado, peace out. Have a great rest of your whatever. I haven't even gone through the rest of my content, but I already can see some of you are triggered because I'm talking about mass deportations, because I'm talking about tariffs, because I'm talking about cuts to your Social Security. A lot of you are living on a fixed income and you can't even afford to buy bacon and eggs together. Yeah. And you voted for this guy. What do you and Elon and Donald Trump have in common? Do I have any Trump supporters out there that could answer that question? Before I get started, you know what the rules are. If you don't like the way that I'm running my show, do us all a huge favor.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go. So, do we have any Trump supporters in the chat right now? So please identify yourself. Please put a 1 in the chat. You don't have to come up right now because I know a lot of you are too afraid to do that. Any of you Trump supporters out there, I just got one quick question. All right, me. Holly, would you be able to explain to me what you and any of you, can any of you explain what you and this man and Elon have in common, please? Besides skin color, okay, because I don't want to do identity politics. Any of you could explain to me what you have in common with these folks? I'd be more than happy to hear you out. You have somebody wrote they had money, intelligence. Really? Y'all have money? Because from what we've heard all throughout Biden's presidency was you didn't have any money. As a matter of fact, you couldn't even afford eggs. So it's funny how now you can afford those eggs, even though Trump hasn't even been, he hasn't, became president yet. It's funny how you all just lie like a rug. This is sad. I asked you all, could you put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. You could come up here and explain to Big Zeus what you have in common with him. I would love to hear you out. I don't know anything. Remember, I'm a Democrat, and you know who I voted for, Kamala Harris. Thank you. I see someone willing to be brave and come up here. All right, me, would you please come up here and explain to me, or maybe even you, Kevin. Kevin, I can't send you an invite. Maybe you could send me a guest request, but please. Come on up here. Hi, Cabria. How are you doing? I will never be friends with MAGA ever. You're right, Gina. I mean, look what these Trump supporters have done. They divided this country. They've divided this country like it's never been divided before. Any Trump supporters want to come up here real quickly because there's stuff I want to talk to you about, but we got to be able to have an honest conversation, all right? And it looks like you all are still not trying to have an honest conversation. So, all right, going once. I'm giving you a chance before I go into my content. Going twice. All right. Well, I guess you're all here to just learn. Dude, I divided you. Oh, I'll talk to you. Come on up here, Ty. What is your name? Ty, the maintenance guy. Ty, come on up here if you don't mind, real quick. You said that I'm being divided. I'm dividing you. Could you explain how I'm doing that? I would love to hear it. Democrats don't know what honest means. Oh, Christine, could you please come up here and explain what that means to Big Zeus? Don't worry. I'm a very kind Democrat. I'm a very kind Democrat, Christine, but I need to understand what you mean when you said that. All right, you don't want to talk to me, Christine? So that's actually three Trump supporters that I've invited up this morning. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, they don't want to really come up here and explain themselves. Mav, come on up here. You said you've heard my lives before. Uh-huh. Well, you must have enjoyed it because you're back. You're back. So that means you totally agree with me, or you're just here to learn. Hiding behind the screen. User Chris, I'm not hiding. Come on up here. I invited you, User Chris, but you don't want to do it. User Chris, are you okay? Well, I guess we'll get into some of the meat and potatoes of what I was talking about, because none of the Trump supporters, they don't want to talk to Big Zeus today, and I think that's a good thing. That means you're in a position to learn. Can't even speak at this time. Will you be on at 4? Oh, no excuses. No. I get it. A lot of you are at work, and it's funny you all are at work because you all were saying you couldn't get a job while Biden was in office. All right. So what do I want to talk about? Donald Trump yesterday, he had a nasty, I call it a wild press conference. Did any of you get to check in and listen to what he was talking about? Yeah, isn't that interesting? There's a couple of things. One, let me see if I can get this clip.
Zelensky to the inauguration.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite part. They asked Trump if President Xi was going to go to the inauguration, and he just kept using the word come. I mean, this is some wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you invite Zelensky to the inauguration?
No, but if you'd like to come, I'd like to have him. I mean, I didn't invite him, no.
If he liked to come, I like to have him. This is some sick stuff you all have gotten yourselves into. And I understand now that's how a lot of you ended up in the cult. But this is some nasty stuff. Listen to what he says. I mean,
did you invite Zelensky to the inauguration?
No, but if you'd like to come, I'd like to have him. I mean, I didn't
he didn't stop there.
invite him, no.
Are you disappointed
Trump,
China
can I ask you a
Xi
question
can't
about
come to the inauguration? Are you disappointed that China Xi won't be at the inauguration?
I don't know that he won't be at the inauguration. I mean, I haven't really spoken to him about it. I don't know that, actually. I would say that if he...
Hold on. So, either he's lying or he honestly doesn't know. So, here we go again, MAGA. Once again, you are all absolving him of any responsibility. How are you the future president of the United States of America, and you don't know if President Xi is coming to your inauguration? Do you think we're crazy? I think Donald Trump thinks the rest of America is just as brainless as his supporters. It does matter, because we don't need him starting off with the lies like he lies to you. We're not falling for it. All right. I mean, this.
Like to come, I'd love to have him. But I don't know that, actually. I would say that if you'd like to come, I'd love to have him. But there's been nothing much discussed. I have had discussions with him, letters, etc., etc.
Etc.,
At a
etc.
very high level. You know, we had a very good relationship until COVID. COVID didn't end the relationship, but it was a bridge too far for me. But if he'd like to come, I'd certainly be. He hasn't just.
If he liked to, I mean, and you so-called Christians go and worship this man. Look at him. Y'all believe his lies, hook, line, and sinker. This is why I say you're all heading towards a disaster, and you know it. Silvertongue, you keep You keep saying stuff to me. If you want to come up here real quick, come on up here. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell my mods to put you in a nice little straitjacket. I don't need Russian bots in my live spamming the chat with a bunch of nonsense. Either you're going to get with the program or you're going to sit your special behind down and continue to listen to this special broadcast. Low Key Texan, yes, I'm okay. Are you? Low Key Texan, please come up here real quick. My mods have the power to put people who are just being ridiculous in the chat. They have the power to put you in straight jackets, because what I want to do is make sure you're learning. All right, let's see who is this real quickly. Someone sent me a guest request. Philip, good morning.
Good morning.
Did you vote for Trump?
You bet I did.
What part of the country are you from?
I'm from the Southeast.
Southeast. Shout out to the Southeast part of the United States of America. Why? Can I ask an honest question from you?
Yeah.
What do you and Donald Trump and Elon Musk have in common? I've been trying to, get an answer to that question for the past couple of days, and I just can't quite understand what y'all all have in common.
Well, I don't have anything in common with Elon Musk, but I voted for Trump.
But what do you have in common with Trump?
What do I have in common with him? I believe his policies are right on line with mine.
But that's not something you have in common really with him. I'm talking about like outside of the policies.
Oh, he likes Diet Coke, so do I.
And so that's all it took? Because do you drink?
Do I drink what? Diet Coke? Yeah, I just said I did.
Well, any kind of alcohol or anything like that. You do that? Because Kamala had a beer.
No.
Oh, okay. Do you pray?
I do pray.
Okay, Kamala prays. So don't you think between Diet Coke and prayer is more important? You have more in common with Kamala Harris, probably. She grew up in a middle-class family.
Yeah, I did.
Ain't that crazy?
Let me ask you.
Did you grow up in a...
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Did you grow up in a middle class?
I did. Let me ask you this. Did Donald Trump pray on TV?
I don't remember seeing him do that.
Sure you did.
No, show me. Who was he praying to? The Bible talks about false prophets and stuff like that. And I would be real cautious if I were you to liken him to being, an agent of the Lord, because the Bible teaches you who are
Zeus,
the
you know for a fact that he said that God is the highest power. Kamala and them never said that.
When did he say that? Was that before or after? Was that before or after? That's my point.
That was after the school shootings. It doesn't matter, political or no political.
Well,
Zeus, let me ask you this: Did Stephen A. Smith
You're just gonna gloss over that like that? I mean,
gloss over what? Question that
you're trying to hold on. Don't do anything. Don't hold on. Come back here. Philip. All right. Now
I'm here.
We need you to stabilize yourself real quickly. All right. We don't want to get into who can talk over who, because I'm going to let you talk. You got to let me talk.
I will let you talk, and I will respect it. But you can't do like ABC moderators, Bubba, and ask questions and then dictate how you go at it.
Well, don't you think people deserve to hear honest conversations on TikTok between people like you and I? I mean, people already know where I stand on issues.
Yes, but I just said policies. I led off with policies. This is the
what
problem.
Policy? Fair enough. Let's get into that. Let's talk about one of his policies that you and I both think is going to be very important that he carries out: mass deportation. Are you for or against it?
I am for mass deportations of all the illegal immigrants that come across the border from this previous administration that came across illegally. Okay. Illegally. What? So if I go on a cruise ship, or me and you do anything, we go to another country. Have you ever traveled, Zeus? Have you ever traveled to another country?
I have, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you had to go by their rules, right?
Yep.
And if you didn't get in. You didn't go. So
Correct.
What's the difference? Okay, so if you're in here illegally, you got to go.
Okay, well, here is a bit of
we both agree with that.
No. So,
so why would would one country get to do it to us? We wouldn't get to do it to them. That right there lets me know your ideal of that is strictly political.
No, no.
Yes, that's a fact.
Are we going to have the conversation, or are you just
Yes.
going to continue to, bury your head in the sand and just say, I'm right, Democrats are always wrong?
No, I'm not. I just
Okay.
asked you a question about you going to another country, and then we responded back to illegal immigrants here, and I said I
Right.
would deport them.
Okay, so I've been to several countries, and I followed the rules of the land when I go to those countries, right? And I've made it
Yes.
back safely, all right? But
Sure.
I don't
Yes.
think me visiting another country, maybe as a tourist, is the same thing as perhaps somebody who's actually fleeing their country and coming to the United States and,
So-
perhaps finding gainful employment with businesses that Republican business owners run, and then all of a sudden it turns out to be a win-win situation. I mean, I'm not an expert on immigration, but I know a little bit, right? Are you an expert?
I'm not no expert,
Okay,
but
so
I know a
we're
little
just
bit.
two non-experts talking, and I know this much. I know in America, racism is alive and well. Would you agree?
Both, I would definitely agree with you,
Both
but I would
sides.
say
Both sides.
both sides, baby.
Okay,
Both
let's
sides.
keep-
Yes, we agree.
And I am aware that there are things that these folks who are coming into the country doing. I'm aware how it helps everyday Americans like you and I live the life we live. And I also know not all of them are what you call criminals. Now, just because their paperwork isn't on the up and
So,
up,
hold on,
that's
hold
not
on,
that
hold on,
doesn't
hold
that
on.
doesn't mean they're bad people, in my opinion.
That's right.
So-
Zeus, you're absolutely right. But let me
Thank
chime
you.
in just real quick. Hey, let me chime in real quick. You just stated that's the problem I have with a lot of Democrats. You just stated that I think all are criminals. That's a lie. That's
Okay.
not even nowhere close to the fact.
Okay, so-
But you said that.
Well, let me ask the question. Let me give you the reason I said that, because according to Trump, we got 13 million people to deport, right?
So we got possibly more than that, and that's
Okay.
not coming from Trump. That's coming
Okay.
from the border. That's coming from our
Yeah.
our country's border deal. It could be up to 20 million, correct?
Okay, so 20 million. If you deport
Okay.
20 million, do you think all 20 million of those folks are criminals? Or do you think
No.
that's okay, so which one is it?
So I do not think they're all criminal. But can I
'Cause what's
can I
the
chime
real
in real
number?
quick and ask a
What's
question?
the real number though? How many of the 20 million you're talking about are the criminals in the sense like these are bad actors and they're up to no good, they're not contributing to the country at all. They're just, terrorizing our citizens, so to speak. How many of the 20
So
million
that number-
do you
that-
think?
That number is actually on their website,
Well, give
so
me a number.
people can go look. I don't.
Well,
I haven't looked at their
ballpark
current
it.
website, but it's
Ballpark it.
ballpark it. I'd say at least 1 million.
Oh, okay. So
That's just my opinion. So that's not facts. So don't
Okay,
take it there.
okay,
But
so-
can I ask you a question? Hey,
But-
Zeus,
but-
can I chime in and go to the context? Can I chime in just for a second?
5% math. Yeah, I mean, but if you chime, can you hold it for a quick second? Because
Yes.
5%. Let's just stick to what you're saying. 1 million out of 20 million are the bad ones.
Okay.
Do you get rid of all 20 million though? Because if you get rid of the 20
Do I-
million, you understand that prices are going to go up, right? Businesses, they're not going to be able to run because they probably won't be able to hire people. Because let's just face it, Philip, you and
Hey,
I
Zeus,
probably
Zeus.
don't want to do that kind of work.
Zeus, but time out. I own a construction company. Okay, I own
Oh.
a construction company.
Oh,
I have some that work for me. Hold on, let me finish. I have some that work for me. Some are good. Some possibly even illegal. But let me ask you this. This is where I was going while I was holding on. Yes. Can you give me a second?
Yeah.
I respect you. Can you respect me? Give me a second. Earlier, you said, when I was trying to chime in, you said race. Now, let's go back to this. George Floyd was, how many have been killed by cops? Let me ask you that. How many have been killed by cops?
You mean unalive? Unalive. Unalive don't take.
Unalive. Whatever
Okay,
word you want to use. Okay,
I don't
George
know.
Floyd. How many bad cops? Let me speak. How many bad cops out of all the cops have done something like that? How many bad ones? Give me a number. You give me a number.
At this point, I'm afraid to give you a number. I gotta trust your
No, no, no,
statistics.
no, 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 no. See, don't run
And-
from it. Don't run from it. I did it. I said I thought maybe 1,000,000. That was my
Okay.
guess. You give me a number.
Okay, so what's
You
the
give me
question
a number.
again? What's the question?
My question is, out of all the bad cops that have unalived a black man for racism, how many would you say out of are bad cops out of all the cops? You give me a number.
Out of all the cops that have unalived
Yep.
innocent black men, how many
Yes.
of them are bad? 100%.
No. So you're telling me that 100% of cops are bad cops?
If they unalived an innocent black
No,
man,
that's not the question I asked you.
Oh.
So my reference, and you know what I'm referencing to. You're just running around it like
No,
every
wait,
fast food.
baby. Okay, well,
So hold on. So out of all the illegal immigrants that are in this country, you said how many are bad, as if none of them should be doing it. So if you only have a few bad cops, unalive an innocent black person,
Oh, so you're
That
trying
was
to?
what
You're
BLM
basically saying 5%
Yeah.
of cops do it, and we shouldn't
no,
punish
I didn't
all
say
police.
5%. I'm asking you.
Well, you
I'm
use
asking
5%.
Zeus.
You use 5% with the immigrants, so I'm assuming you're doing the same thing, the same kind of logic with the cops.
No, because
So you think it's more?
no, it's all people are racist when it took off the deal. So you want to use everybody as a racist and racism towards white people, towards everybody as a whole.
Now, Philip,
But
can I
when it
slow you down?
Hold on. But when it comes to illegal immigrants crossing over illegally, if we have a problem with that, you don't want to use it as a whole. So we're rolling whole numbers to not whole numbers. That's what you're doing.
I don't
That's
know
what's
what
being
kind of
called
math.
out.
I don't, Philip. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no
It's-
idea what kind of MAGA math and
It's called simple.
you're
It's
doing.
called simple math. It's called simple
Okay.
math.
I need to take a course in it.
It's
all right?
basically
Because obviously I don't know
apples
your.
to apples, oranges to oranges.
Okay, well, all right. I gotta meditate on what you said, honestly. But you said
Okay.
something throughout this whole conversation that I want to zero
Sure.
back in on, if you don't mind. So you employ
No.
undocumented workers.
No, I didn't say that. I have
Oh.
workers. I have people that work. I don't know if they're undocumented. I don't know because
Well, there's 30.
I have
There's 20 million
I
of
have
them in the
super-
country. Chances are you got some.
maybe, but how many Mexicans live in this country? Not illegally. How many live in this country, Zeus?
I have no clue. I've never decided
How
to
many-
look into that. But you're profiting from people that
Oh,
are
well, it's
undocumented.
funny. It's funny, Zeus. It's funny, Zeus. It's funny that you know some numbers, but you don't know all the numbers, right?
Philip.
So, do
Can
you
I-
only know the numbers
Philip?
that are relevant to your
Philip,
argument?
Philip, I want you to really think about what we're talking about.
Sure.
Do you feel
I
like
do.
you feel like any red flags are coming up as you talk what you know and say the things that you're saying? Do you see anything wrong with how you're saying anything, or do you think like
No, I don't.
This is how you talk where
No,
you
I
where
don't,
you
because
are?
I feel like
Got it.
you're so Zeus. This is how I talk. This is how I think, and I think for everybody. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you come in illegally, you're wrong.
But
Period.
Philip,
Period.
I get
There's
that
no
part.
buts.
I get
Okay,
that part.
so what's the but?
Okay, can I say it? You
Yeah.
may be profiting off of people coming in this country illegally, if I've heard you correct, because you don't know, you said. You're not-
Zeus.
you said that.
Do
So
you-
so let's really unpack what you're saying. That's all I'm doing. And from the way I'm hearing what you're saying, I'm going,
Zeus,
there's a
how am
chance
I-
this could all backfire
Zeus,
on
how
you.
am I? It's not going to backfire. How is it? How am I making profit off of them? I'm actually furnishing them a job and providing for them. Hold on, I make 35% off of my profit off of people that I do the work for. So if Target calls me and I have to do work for Target, I profit off of Target.
But in order to have a profit, you have to make more than you're spending. And I would imagine paying
So-
these people is an expense in your business. Correct?
It is an expense.
And I would
It is an
imagine,
expense.
I would imagine you don't want to pay extra, all right? Because then that eats into your profit. Correct?
But Zeus, could there be? Could there be? Let's go this. The way you ask your questions, I'll ask them in the same context. Could I possibly be a construction company that has everybody that's working for him legally?
You could, but you could also
Okay.
be on the other side of that.
But okay, so I could be on the right side. I could be on the wrong side. You could be this or you could be that. That's the problem that we have.
Okay.
Now
let's stop there.
Hold on. When I came into your live, let's stop right there. So when I came into your deal and asked to be on here, I really came on here because I wanted to talk. Because I've watched you several times. I've really
You don't like
the
it when we get-
conversations. The conversations that we had about January the 6th. Now it has come out. It has come out.
So
with
wait a
report.
second.
Even
Wait a
Stephen A.
second.
Smith was on it this morning. Even
So,
Stephen A. Smith.
Philip.
23 informants in the crowd that we just now found out about.
Philip, come back to earth. Come back to earth, Philip. Philip, hit unmute. All right, Philip, please. I don't like going from one topic to another, so let's go ahead and
We got a lot to cover, Zeus. We got a lot to cover in a short amount of time.
Yeah, let's not go to January 6th quite yet. I really want to get into this mass deportation and the comment you made.
We've
You
been
said-
on it, brother. We've been on it for 20 minutes.
Okay,
10 minutes,
so
actually.
let me just say this, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Let me just say what I need to say. At the
Yes,
end
sir.
of the day, Philip,
Yes, sir.
if you're running a business and you haven't thought about the fact that perhaps the people you're employing might not be here and they might be undocumented, then you're setting yourself up for failure, because in the event the mass deportations do have, you don't have a plan B for how to backfill those positions. So it's self-sabotage in a way. And I just wanted to say that. Now let's move on, all right? Because I
Hey,
get it.
Zeus,
You don't care as
I'll
long as Trump
move on.
does it.
No,
I get it.
So hold on. I will say I agree with you, and thank you for your deal. But
No.
thank you
There's
for your
no
deal.
but. There's no but.
There's not.
You either.
But I'm not.
I'm pretty
but
sure you're
but I won't
intimately
sabotage-
involved.
I won't self-sabotage myself because
You already
maybe.
did.
No, I didn't, because maybe all of mine are legally.
No, they don't.
Maybe
because
all mine are legal.
First of all,
Okay.
when you start off saying maybe, that means you haven't done the verification process. So let's move on that issue. All right, it is what it is.
Is it maybe the same as a but? And I've heard you say but 1,000 times.
Okay, let me say this.
Ah,
Do
come on.
you married?
Am I married? Yes, I'm
Okay.
married.
Do you go, maybe I cheated on you, maybe I didn't? Imagine how that would go over. All right, come on,
Hey.
knock it off, Philip. Now let's get into what you
Okay,
were
go
saying
ahead.
about January 6th and the so-called informants. That doesn't mean
It's
those
not
people.
so-called.
That doesn't mean they worked for the FBI. An informant could be anyone. You know that.
Even
Game
Stephen
over,
A.
Philip.
Hey,
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith needs to stick to sports. All right, because he doesn't understand the intricacies and he doesn't
Zeus.
understand all of the lies MAGA
Zeus,
tells like I
have you
understand.
Zeus,
So
have you read the report? Have you read the report that come out by the DOJ?
I haven't read it all. Is there something in particular you would like for me to talk about
look
real
at?
quick? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you read the report, you've read some of it because you just admitted you read some of it.
Yeah. But I can't say I
Did it?
memorized
Did it?
everything in it.
Well, surely you can memorize three letters. FBI. It said it clearly in the report.
So do you
Okay.
trust the FBI now?
Do I trust the FBI?
Yeah.
No.
Game
Do
over,
I trust their
Philip.
report? Hold on. So do you trust them?
I trust
Hold on,
them, yeah.
Because it's opposite. It's what. Isn't
Philip,
it ironic?
Philip,
Hold on,
Philip,
Zeus.
Philip.
Zeus, let me ask you a question.
You can't-
Isn't it ironic that Trump said that and now it's coming true?
He didn't answer
Isn't
the
it
question.
ironic?
Do you trust the FBI, Philip? Yes or no? Because I got a lot of other things the FBI has done, especially when it comes to some of those indictments about your cult leader. You trust the FBI today?
No, I do not. But do
Okay,
you
then
trust
let's leave
Donald
that
Trump?
alone.
Hold on,
Let's
do you
leave
trust
that
Donald
alone
Trump?
then, Philip.
Do
Let's
you
leave the
trust
FBI
Donald Trump?
alone.
Do you
Heck
trust
no.
my cult leader?
You know the answer to that.
So you
so
did he say it? Hold on. Did he say it or did he not say it?
Listen.
Did he not say that there was FBI informants in the
Who?
crowd? Did he
Who?
not? Trump.
Oh, He could say whatever he wants to say.
Well, did it come true? Did it come true, Zeus? How
Philip,
ironic.
Philip,
How
Philip,
ironic.
Philip. I'm gonna be
How
honest.
ironic.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Philip. If you know America's history, that's not shocking. Let's just stop. The
Hold on,
FBI
was it
is
not?
everywhere.
You
They
ain't
got
answered my
people-
question yet. You ain't answered my question. Is it ironic?
No.
How did he get it so right?
Because
How did he
he-
guess?
You want me to
How
answer?
did he guess correct?
Philip, you want me to answer your question?
I do.
Yeah, because Donald Trump planned January 6th. Simple. W Zeus in the chat.
So
Philip, so I've debunked you on mass deportation. I've debunked you
you
on this.
didn't debunk me. You think you won, but
Can
you
I
didn't win. You
hold
didn't
on?
debunk nothing.
Now, I noticed you haven't brought up this FBI situation, the informant who lied about Biden's bribes. Do you know anything about that?
They didn't lie about it.
Well,
They
they
didn't
put
lie
out some.
about it.
Well, why are they negotiating? Well, actually, he pled guilty. So
That's his son pled guilty, right?
no. I'm talking about the informant. All right, let me read it to you real quickly. A
Go ahead.
a former informant pled guilty to lying to the FBI about a fake bribery scheme involving President Joe Biden and his son Hunter. Alexander Smirnov, 44, also admitted to tax evasion after not reporting more than $2 million in income. His claims became the basis of an impeachment investigation in Congress, which centered around the false claims that the Bidens made millions in bribes from Burisma, a Ukrainian energy company. He also admitted he made the story up and pled guilty in Los Angeles on Monday as part of an agreement with prosecutors. All right, and this is because of his
Zeus,
bias
can you do me a
against this.
favor? What's the date? What's the date on your article? What's the date on it?
20 hours ago.
That was 20 hours ago? So let me ask you
W
this.
Zeus in the chat.
Zeus.
W Zeus in the chat.
Hey, Zeus, you're very knowledgeable and you got common sense. Why would a man have to pardon somebody that's innocent? They don't.
All right, listen,
The
Philip,
pardon
we've talked.
speaks for itself.
Philip, now here comes the next level of your.
That's debunked. How about that? That's what you call
It's the
debunked.
next level of the. What do you call this? What do I want to call this? Hold on. What do I call this?
Hey,
I've
Zeus,
done my part. Help Philip get on the right
Hey,
path.
Zeus.
High attacking.
I
Well,
have
Philip,
the
get on the right
inspector. I have the inspector general report in regards to FBI within. I have the 88 page, and I have it on my page. So I use my PDF reader. Have a listen to what it says about the FBI being there. Here we go. Here we go.
The FBI did not have any undercover employees at the Ellipse, on the National Mall, or at the Capitol on January 6th.
See that? Now we're going to play the other portion regarding.
Here comes the other portion. Hold up. That was me talking right there. And then we're moving.
Okay, now let's hear this portion. Let me show you.
The FBI did not have any undercover employees at the Ellipse, on the National Mall, or at the Capitol on January 6th. We found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimony we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees in the various protest crowds, or at the Capitol, on January 6th. D'Antuono and the WFOCTDASAC noted that FBI policy does not permit the FBI to have undercover employees in crowds at First Amendment protected events absent some investigative authority, and the WFOCTDASAC told the OIG that he denied a request from an FBI office to have an undercover employee engage in investigative activity on January 6th.
Now, this is the Inspector General report. This is an 88-page report that was done. So, for anybody to keep saying that the FBI was involved, that is fake. The Inspector General 88-page report clears the FBI and Christopher Wray for anything in regards to the FBI doing anything, being in the Capitol, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Philip.
I'm here, Zeus.
All right. Did you hear what attacking said?
I did, but it sounded like AI to me.
Okay, that's enough.
Because hold on. That's a PDF reader. A PDF
Okay.
reader reads.
It's-
Hold on. Pay attention, young man. Pay attention. A PDF reader reads a court document. Whether it's robotic or not, it's a court document.
Thank
So
you.
did you
and Philip, the reason
have y'all
attacking
read- so, hold on.
Philip, attacking brought that because you referenced that document. So either you take out.
No, I did not reference that document. The DOJ just came out with it.
You
The
were talking to
DOJ
me.
said it,
You
not
were talking
me.
to me, and you brought the
Philip,
document up. Correct?
The Department of Justice just released it. Even Stephen A. Smith said it. He's doing it.
Yeah,
he
but
read the report this morning on his show.
yeah,
Look,
but so
you
we
don't
read
have
it
to
together.
believe
We
me,
read it
all the
together.
people-
Listen, Philip, we
all
read it
the people
together on
your
this
live
show.
Can go look for themselves.
Philip,
I
we
don't
just
have to have
read
a
it.
PDF deal.
Philip, we just
No,
read
you
the
didn't read
document.
it. You had a PDF deal.
Okay.
You had a PDF. You say it's PDF.
Philip,
Jesus
I
Christ.
have the download
No, what?
of the 88
Zeus, all
page
Christians shouldn't say
document.
Jesus
I
Christ.
have the document
Cut it out.
itself, Philip. Now I can go to it. Can you tell me what page Stephen A. Smith read? Can you tell me? We'll go to it right
I
now
don't
for you.
No,
We'll
I didn't.
go to it.
I don't know. Hey, listen, all the people that are on this
Here, I'll pull
live,
it up on my
all the
computer.
people on this
Here,
live,
this is what I'm doing, Stephen.
people,
Hold on.
people, if you can hear me on this live, just go look at Department of Justice yourself.
This is
Hold
what I'm
on.
doing, Philip. I'm going to my computer. I'm going to go down to my downloads.
Okay.
Can you tell me where it's at?
I can't tell you exactly what page, but all the people that are listening to this live, go to the Department of Justice yourself and look at it.
Philip, I brought up another
Yes, Zeus.
person, Tiffany.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe she caught some of the information or the conversation you and I were having.
Zeus,
and she
did you
wants to
just-
say, hold on.
I will, but let me speak just for a little
Let
bit.
her
You've been
speak.
talking. You've been
Thank you.
talking. Just quick mod duties and just for your support. Can we please lower the conversation to a level that is respectful?
W,
You're
Tiffany.
right.
Tell him.
Philip, thank you, Susie. Philip, you're raising my blood pressure and not in a good way that I like it to be, okay? Philip, I don't know why you're so unhinged, but please bring it down. Bring it down.
Do we need to do breathing exercises with you, Philip?
Like you're so triggering. Like Philip, I don't know why you're so upset. Y'all won. Why are you screaming at 10:18? At least in my area.
Yeah. Philip, are you there? Because this is coming out of a lot of concern. Honestly, you like to say Democrats don't care, but I think what Tiffany is suggesting is definitely a good thing.
Exactly. Like don't send yourself to the hospital. Lower the blood pressure.
Yeah, this isn't a Snuggie Live. Thank
I don't know
you.
why. Yeah, sorry. So I just wanted to come in and just like let's bring it
Okay.
down, please.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. All right, W Tiff in the chat. Now, Philip, let's get back into the meat and potatoes of what we were talking about. Could you please either clarify why you brought that document up or drop the whole just drop it, all right? Because we have attacking here, and anything you want to go through that document and call out and make us go over, we're willing to do it. But you got to be willing to be honest.
First off, you can you or anybody else can accept what I say or not. I'm not trying to convince anybody. That's the point. I'm not trying to convince nobody. They can go on the Department of Justice website themselves and read their report. They'll see what I saw on whatever page I saw it on. Then second, for second most, this has a say.
They'll see whatever you saw on whatever page you saw it on. That's wild.
Yes, just like all of us can read the Bible and we can interpret it the way we want to. Same way, let them go to the Department of Justice and let them read it and let them interpret it the way they want to. You don't need to try to convince anything. That's what the Democrats have done. That's the reason why they lost so massively. They tried to convince you to do what they want you to do, but then when you cash in the receipts because people do have memories, that's where the problem lies.
Okay.
You forget what your receipts that you cashed. You forget the checks that you've written, what you said, and what you did. And when people call up and cash in the receipts, they get you right there.
Okay. All right. So you're just going to refuse to consider any of the information we're giving you?
So Zeus, can I ask you a question?
I
Yes.
read what I read. I don't have to.
So Zeus, let me ask you a question, Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about you and Philip for the past 20 some minutes talking about illegal immigrants crossing the border
Yep.
and being hired by companies.
Yep.
And didn't
And he
Philip
has a business.
Didn't Philip inadvertently say that he is hired? So Philip is part of the issue that America has been addressing, that now he wants to show concern, but he wants to make money off of the illegal people that he hires, knowing that
See, that's
they're
another
illegal.
Democrat right
So
there. That's wrong.
here
I
we
didn't.
go. Here we go.
I said,
Philip.
what if I hired
Why
all
does
illegals?
your
You
mouth
don't
go
know
when
what I've
somebody
hired.
else? Why does your
He's
mouth
triggered.
go
You're
when somebody else?
assuming. That's the best thing that you assume.
Why does your
Philip.
mouth go when somebody else talks? Shut the
Philip.
fuck up.
Keep it
You shut
clean.
the fuck up. Quit assuming. Just come with facts.
Philip.
Both
Here's
of
the
you, keep it
problem.
clean.
Here's the problem, Philip. You're just talking. You to actually be intelligent, you need to listen. You're not listening. You're just talking.
Thank you.
My
So are you?
God, this is what the problem. We don't have people that are active listeners. Damn. Are you
So are you
okay?
saying?
W Tiffany in the chat.
So are you saying you didn't say it?
Why is it, sorry, Zusi, but why is it, and you're wonderful, Zusi, but like, why is it always the ladies that gotta get you all fellas, like, to,
Because a lot of us haven't, learned how to check ourselves and our egos, all right? And Philip, he's been
She's
taught.
giving herself too much credit.
Philip, please.
shut up.
Philip,
Like,
please.
I'm sure you're 5'4", first of all, and free your wife, by the way.
5'4". There you are again. You're just assuming.
Philip, if it doesn't apply to you, it should roll off of your back like water does on a duck's back. But if it applies, then you know what? You got to own it. W Tiffany in the chat. See, Philip, attacking me, Tiff. We're all simply trying to talk some regular sense into you. Regular sense. You did inadvertently admit you employ people who might not be here legally. Own it. Don't try to use that and say, oh, that's just being a Democrat. No, that's your business. We didn't tell you to start that business. You did that. Own it. And to get up here and pretend like none of the stuff Trump is going to do is going to impact your business, your ability to provide for yourself and your family, it's beyond comprehension.
Zeus,
Be
didn't
honest.
you say might? Didn't you say might?
No.
Yes, you did. You just said might. You said I admitted to I might have hired.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I might.
You did do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So might is assuming. In the southeast part of this country, we say as old country boys, mites grows on chickens' asses. There ain't no you can't say I done one way or the other. Just like she said, oh, I'm 5'4". You come on here, you attack. But listen here. The majority of the country, the popular vote, everybody, the majority of the people agree with me. So if the majority rules, y'all are on the lower end of could be right.
49.9%. Trump won the popular vote by
what's the percentage? What's the percentage that you got? What's the vote? What you get?
49.9%. He didn't even break 50. He won the popular vote by 2,418,000. He didn't.
We won it.
He
Philip.
didn't even beat Hillary Clinton, who got 3 million plus for popular vote. Donald Trump had the lowest percentage in regards to a win. It was 1.6%. So for you to say this was a landslide, it wasn't a landslide.
Oh, it was a landslide.
Philip.
Oh, it was a landslide.
No, it wasn't a landslide.
Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, yeah. Listen here. Biden got 81 million votes. It took multiple weeks to know who won.
Philip.
Trump knew that night.
Philip.
That night. We won Pennsylvania and smoked you.
Philip, again, you're not bringing any facts. You're just pulling stuff that Donald Trump said out in his rallies and bringing it into the live. I've listened to all of his live.
Zeus, you do realize that I watched the election that night, right?
I don't realize a thing.
All the way.
I don't realize a thing.
I'm telling you I did. That's a fact.
Okay.
And I saw the numbers come in.
Okay.
I saw when we won.
Okay. Fair enough. You won.
Okay.
You won inflation. You won cuts to Social
No, I
Security.
didn't.
You won high unemployment. Do you really think that's something to brag about?
Hey, Zeus, inflation has been ridiculously high, and Biden is in office. He's still in office right now, and inflation is still high. Do you realize that Trump got voted in because of inflation? Number one was the economy and inflation.
Philip, he got voted in because of eggs and bigotry.
Bingo. W. Tiffany in the chat. Thank you, Tiffany. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Sister, he got voted in because of the
No, it's not your
economy.
sister at all. Like,
Well,
Philip. And I want to get back to the mass deportations thing. It's going to affect
oh, y'all
me.
want to leave what I'm smoking?
It's going to affect me, and I don't even run a business. So for you to sit
It
there
ain't
and
going to
pretend,
affect you. It ain't going to affect you, Zeus. You're going to be right in here. When
This guy.
2028 rolls around, you're going to be right in here talking again.
Philip.
You ain't going nowhere.
Philip, again, you're in denial. He's in
No,
denial,
I'm not.
and you're getting
You are-
spun. You're getting spun like you've never been spun before. And you know what, Philip? I think
Zeus, do you
the American people, we're just going to
Zeus,
have
do
to
you
let
honestly
you
think
run
you're
into the
going
brick
anywhere?
wall.
Do you think you're going to get deported? Answer me that, Zeus. Do you think you're going to get deported?
And so here we go again with the lies.
You can't answer it.
Here we go again. So you know what we got to do, Philip? It's time to move it on. Honestly.
All right.
Hey,
listen.
you're on
y'all
your
are
way to
welcome.
hell, and guess
Y'all
what we're
are
gonna
welcome.
do?
You're
We're gonna
welcome.
go
You're
ahead
welcome
and
that I smoked that ass this morning.
yeah. Well, we got something else. We got something else that's going to be smoking right now. All right, and you know exactly who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Y'all are
Philip.
welcome.
Philip.
Republicans rule.
Philip is about to get smoked like some salmon. You know, I could.
So just like Trump,
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. Let me get him. Ladies and gentlemen, deranged Philip. Let's send him to the lake of fire, and you know why. We don't even have to explain. Let's give him a round of booze and shame. Bye, Philip.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
So that graph I got right there, Trump won by the lowest percentage of 1.7%. Okay, so that was really bad. But Philip, like Trump, admitted on audio that he did an illegal activity by hiring undocumented immigrants
Let's
for
go
his
ahead.
business.
He did.
As he is complaining about so-called illegal immigrants coming across the border and
He did.
taking jobs away from the American citizen.
Facts.
Right.
We
I
all
also-
heard
by the
Philip
way- by the
confess his
way-
crimes. We all heard him
by the way,
confess the
I also
crimes.
checked out the past 20 years in regards to who has committed more crimes, American citizens compared to undocumented immigrants. Do you know who's committed more crimes, Zeus?
Who?
American citizens.
American citizens like
Yeah.
Philip, perhaps? I mean, you know, he is hiring people, he says,
Yeah,
that
so
aren't here
American
illegally.
citizens have committed more homicides than undocumented immigrants, so on and so forth. It's like a 1.6 per 100,000 compared to American citizens at 4.9 per 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And they want to sit here and make it look like they have a problem with criminals, but then they vote for one. It's the hypocrisy. It's that kind of hypocrisy, if you ask me.
Yeah, I want to touch on a mother of at my daughter's school yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, so somebody just put it in the comments, and I said this to her yesterday. I said, "You're worried about the border, but do you have the same energy for the mass unalivings at our kids' schools?"
Speak on it. They don't have that energy.
They don't. They don't.
They say, I'm pro-life. This is what they tell me. I'm pro-life. Yeah, right.
Hey, Tiffany,
Mm.
can I ask you a question?
Tell him,
Yeah.
Ange.
You're a parent, you just said, right?
Hey, yeah, I'm a mom. Yeah,
That means you have a child that goes to school, correct?
I do.
Has your child yet, correct?
I do.
Has your child yet gone to school, one gender, and come back 3 days later as another gender?
Definitely not. Definitely not attacking.
Holy, did Donald Trump lie?
And this was one thing that she said. This mom said to me yesterday. And what's crazy, Zeus, is that I asked her. I said, because I flat out eventually asked her into the conversation because I had a feeling she voted for
Mm-hmm.
the MAGA demon.
Facts.
And then I asked her, and she wouldn't tell me who she voted for. Well, we certainly know it wasn't Kamala Harris.
Bingo.
And I said, so why don't you stand on business then? Tell me who you voted for. Are you ashamed?
They are ashamed to admit that they supported and voted for Donald Trump, someone they know is going to rake them over the coals.
And then she also said, this is transphobic, but she also said something like, well, I'm worried that the transgenders are going to be reading books at schools. And I said, where did you hear that from?
Wow.
Crickets. Like, it's just, I said, you can't just say things like that when you don't have facts to back it up.
Yes, you did, Philip.
And of course, this person also says that they're Christian. But you voted,
Sad.
and it's sad because in 20 years you're gonna have to explain to your daughters why you voted this person in office that does not care about women, that is a bigot. You're gonna have to explain to them
Bingo.
in the years ahead of why you contributed to his win in 2020.
Let me say this, and I'm going to drop.
All right, because we got to move it on. But yes,
Yeah,
thank you, you two, seriously.
I put this up about Zelensky. Did you know that just because somebody receives the Person of the Year from Time Magazine, that doesn't mean that that person did anything beneficial or good in regards to the reason why they're being called out as the Person of the Year?
Really?
Really? So I read Zelensky's Person of the Year. They're praising him in regards to the good things that he did in regards to Ukraine and so on and so forth. And then I partook in Donald Trump's. And at the thing with Donald Trump and the Time Magazine, they made a comment at the end that this isn't for people who are good or bad and so on and so forth, but they reference all of Trump's horrible actions for the past year and said, this year, whether evil or good or evil, it wasn't hard in 2024 to make a decision.
Wow.
So while they gave him the Person of the Year, it wasn't for anything good, because if you read it, they show everything evil.
Wow.
And with Zelensky, they literally praised him at the end of their comments.
Wow. So that speaks volumes to the people about the people who voted for Donald Trump. What a shame.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, listen, you two. I couldn't have did it without you. You are both so awesome and amazing. Thank you for everything.
Let's choose this. I'm gonna drop, but quick mod duties. Please keep tapping the screen. Share the live.
Thank you.
Please have some damn decorum in the damn chat, or else you will be kicked. And if you do not know how to stay either like on mute or have some damn respect for Juicy's live, I'm gonna mute you.
Bingo. You've heard it here first. All right. We gotta have order in the kingdom. W Tiffany in the chat. W attacking. No lies detected. So you can't say that we're not being very diplomatic and fair on the show. I've been trying to be reasonable and not go low when MAGA goes low. But listen, Philip, I listened to what you said, and I have a hard time processing, honestly, how you can actually feel comfortable knowing you voted for your own demise. You basically voted to go bankrupt, if you ask me, Philip. It's sad, and a lot of you Trump supporters did that. You're going to cut your own Social Security off. You're going to make inflation go through the roof at levels you've never seen it before. This is probably going to be worse. This is probably going to be worse than the Great Depression, if you ask me. Oh, we have Chris in the chat. Chris, please come on up here. It says you're a Republican. Interesting. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how you doing? So,
all right, you voted for Trump?
Yes, I did, but I wanted to discuss January 6th because I think it's really important. That's one of the things I definitely disagree with, the way that Trump handled January 6th, because there's supposed to be a peaceful transfer of power between governments, and so I'm about to make some pretty big claims, and I wanted to talk about the FBI specifically, because if you Google Chris Stevens, FBI sniper, that you'll see an article by The Intercept. I'm sure you know who The Intercept is.
I've heard, but wait a second. So you don't think Trump handled January 6th correctly?
This is the narrative, but what I'm saying is I was an FBI informant, and
Oh,
in 2019 there was a big article released on what I was doing for the FBI. If you want
what is
to,
it?
just Google search FBI sniper Chris Stevens, and you'll see The Intercept. They're like a nonprofit. They're a big news organization that really goes after powerful organizations like the FBI. You'll see it. It just says, informant, FBI, Chris Stevens, FBI sniper. You can find it that way.
My friend. Wait a minute. CNN defends reporting.
No,
on this.
it'll be here. Let me. Just because I'm about to talk about the
Do you
FBI.
have it on your computer? And you can share it with us on the screen.
Yeah, sure. Okay, hold on. Chris Stevens.
Let me see the article you're looking at. Is it the informant reveals FBI already vast powers to
Yeah,
investigate?
that's it. That's who I am. So I just wanted to confirm that before I start talking about the FBI, because this was a big.
There's a paywall on it. There's a
thing
paywall
about
on
that.
it. All right, there's a paywall on it.
Oh no, it shouldn't be a paywall. That they should just be asking.
Well, it's the Intercept, but they got a paywall. I'll check it out. So I was just a human recording machine paid by the government to go into people's lives and befriend them and find out what they were thinking. Was that a quote you made?
Yeah, that was in the interview with The Intercept. That was me, sir.
Okay. So what is your? So I got a couple of things. So what attacking was sharing? You said you disagreed with it.
No, well, the reason that I came forward with my article is because I was a former sniper in the U.S. Army.
Oh.
Before I got out, I was recruited by the Joint Terrorism Task Force. This is what this article is about.
Got it.
And proves that. And so I was going undercover on right-wing extremists, militias, and I was investigating them to see if they were planning any attacks on American citizens.
Did they consider you an employee though when you were doing that?
So on the paperwork, it says you're not an employee, but this is how the FBI gets around the legal, Fourth Amendment, is they hire really skilled folks who are, independent of the FBI, and they pay them as an informant to get around the laws.
Did they when you got this assignment, for instance, did they give you medical benefits and retirement package and all of that?
Oh no!
I'm just trying to figure out the pay structure. I get that maybe you don't like their methods for doing it, but it's a dirty job.
Yeah, and that's my point. And to answer your question directly, I was paid about $2,000 a week in cash. So they pay in cash to informants, and then they say that you can 1099 it if you want. But when I saw that there was 28 informants and not FBI agents inside of January 6th, it made me even more suspicious of the FBI, because the FBI goes around the Fourth Amendment with informants like me. That's why I came forward in that article with The Intercept, is because I thought that I was violating people's Fourth Amendments. I would go into people's houses with recording devices, and that violated the Fourth Amendment because we never had warrants for it.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll take your word. We don't need to go too deep into it. My other question is, you voted for Trump despite you knew what he did on January 6th?
Well, I'm just a diehard Republican. I'm more about the immigration side, and that's I think that there's a social contract between government and citizen. Hobbes talks about this.
But don't you see that? Because your credibility is all you pretty much got on the internet. Most people don't get the ability to go and do all of the background information to verify. But there's something about a person who will openly admit the person that they supported wasn't a good person, but then still go and support them. And if your number one reason has to start with immigration, red flags start to go up, don't you think?
Right, yeah, but I didn't want to debate immigration. I just wanted to bring up the point about the gentleman was using the argument that they weren't employees. But FBI informants can be really highly skilled folks that are getting paid cash and breaking the law.
Got it. I believe that. I believe that. I believe what you're saying is true. I'm not going to dispute that, but for the sake of what most people understand an employee to be, whether they're skilled or not, they weren't employees, and that's the part.
Right, but the whole reason I came forward with the intercept was because I was acting as an agent would, carrying out duties. So the FBI they can say that you're not an employee, but
I get that, but that's your personal. That's your personal. Whatever you justified, however you justified doing it, that's your personal decision. But employee to me, that's why I asked you where you put on. Did you get any retirement packages? Did you get any benefits? And you said no. So I'm like, okay, well then you just had an assignment, as far as I'm concerned, and they paid you. I mean, it's an ugly thing, but it's nothing. It's nothing to, I guess, make me believe you were an employee. All right.
Right. No, I understand that. And so the argument that there weren't FBI employees there, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's, it's true by language.
All right. Well, then W Zeus in the chat. That's all, Chris.
It's true by language, but the de facto actions are that the FBI still infiltrates and violates the Fourth Amendment with informants.
Well, now that's another, listen.
That the FBI can't. It's crazy.
Well, Chris, we got to talk about that, sir, when I get a little more information about all of that, all right? But in the meantime, I'm going to bring up a Trump supporter, all right? Because I got to continue to drill, baby, drill, if you know what I mean, all right?
Right, yeah, okay, yeah, thanks. I just wanted to just, cap on that, when they said there's FBI informants in there, and just because they're not employees, that doesn't mean that they're not carrying out the FBI's will, because I was carrying out the FBI's will as an informant.
Well, I agree. All right. Okay, now, thank you, Chris. I got to move it on. All right, but you know what? I got to throw you into the lake of fire, because guess what? You voted for Donald Trump, and unfortunately, sir, that's a bridge too far for a lot of us. Ladies and gentlemen, you know where we got to send Chris, all right? I'm going to call you Confused Chris. All right, Chris? You want to feel like you're doing the right thing, but to be quite honest, you've done something very, very terrible by voting for Donald Trump again, especially after you knew what he did on January 6th. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Chris. Hopefully this purges him of the MAGA demon. Let's send him to the lake of fire.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Alrighty then. Yeah, so, why don't you Trump supporters just want to address the elephant in the room? And the elephant in the room, honestly, is this guy and what he's going to do to you. All right? Let's stop all of the blame game. Let's stop all of the identity politics. And let's stop playing all of this, all the technicalities. 'Cause you don't trust the FBI. I get it. You don't trust the FBI. All right? So let's move it on. I'm not a Trump supporter. Bring me up. Well, Nino, did you vote for Donald Trump? If you voted for Donald Trump, please put a 1 in the chat. We don't got all morning, please. We don't got all morning. We don't trust Democrats. Oh, wow. I said I am a Trump supporter. Okay, all right. I saw something. I misread what you said. Please, come on up here. How do you say your name?
Nino.
You voted for Trump.
Nino Brown from New Jack City. That's how a lot of people remember my name.
All right. Gotcha. All right. So you voted for Donald Trump, you said?
Yes, and I wanted to address what you were speaking with, I think his name was Chris, the guy before me.
Well, I don't want to get into that if you're getting into that stuff. I want to stick to what I'm
because
talking.
it was something that you were asking him, okay? Because you were asking him about were you an employee of the FBI? That's what you were asking him, okay? And you gave your description of what you think an employee is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you think WWE wrestlers are employees?
Listen, okay, here we go, Chris. I mean, not
No,
Chris.
no.
Nino.
No,
I am talking about, and this is really starting to get under my skin, mass deportations, tariffs, cuts to Social Security, grocery prices not coming down.
Nobody's Social Security
and you want to get up here and start talking about wrestling?
No, I was trying to give an example.
No. Okay, so let's get back on topic.
Nobody's Social Security is getting cut. The only cuts that are happening in Social Security, they literally said it, the scamming that's going on. They literally said it, and
So you don't think they're going to cut?
This is the problem with the people on the left.
There
They
you go.
consistently twist it to fit their narrative, and that's what I can't
Well,
stand.
why are they openly talking about cuts having to be made, and it's going to be a
Because
tough thing for
there's
people?
a lot of scamming going on,
So-
and that needs to be cut. Agreed or not?
Where is it?
Agreed or not?
Where is it?
Agreed or not?
So you're telling people who are on Social Security and they're depending on it, there's a lot of scamming going on. So unfortunately, we got to cut your Social Security funding until we get to the bottom of it.
No,
That
they're
is-
not. They're not cutting everybody's Social Security. They're looking for the scamming, and that's what they're cutting.
Okay.
They literally said that.
Where?
I mean, where they said there's Trump literally said in an I think it was it a CNN town
We
hall?
don't trust Donald Trump. In case you didn't know, he lied over 30,000 times while he's in office. And the previous
Democrats don't lie.
administration,
Democrats don't lie. Democrats have been lying to the black community for 50 years. Where's your voice on that?
see? So you see how when I bring up these issues, they get straight into the identity
because
politics.
You guys constantly say
So,
Donald Trump lied
no,
30,000.
no. Hold on, sir, Nino. You all love to get on my platform and say Zeus is a race baiter, and I say I'm a race baiting tycoon. I haven't tried to race bait at all. Why do you all keep going into racism? The moment I start talking about mass deportations,
I didn't
tariffs,
go into racism.
cuts to social, you did.
No, I didn't. I stated a fact. Democrats have been lying to the black community for 50 years. That's not racism. That's facts. Facts are not
It is
racism. No matter how
It
much
is
you say
racism.
it.
It
No,
is
it's
racism.
not.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's
guess
not.
what? So let me say it to you again. It is racism because I wasn't talking about Democrats lying to black people. Why didn't you say Democrats have been lying to Nino? You could have said that.
I actually, the first thing I said
You
is
didn't have to
Democrats
drop
don't
you didn't
lie.
have to say black. See,
I did have to say black because Democrats have been lying to the black community for 50 years.
so this is where I say, obviously, you must think I am just as ridiculously unintelligent as you are. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. All right, you got to talk to me like you understand. There's a higher level of intelligence happening in here.
Really?
Right?
When you guys been
You
voting for
fought-
the same bullshit lies for 50 years?
Didn't I say don't curse on my show? So you can't even control the MAGA demon. So this is the issue here, sir. You don't want to look in the mirror and see the problem for what it is yourself. You know Donald Trump played you like a fiddle, and you're scared. So the only defense you got to try to make yourself feel a little bit better about what's happening is to keep pointing at the Democrats and saying that's the boogeyman.
What has the Democrats done for you?
I can't even explain it to you. I'm just going to let you see it.
You can't explain it because they haven't.
Well, let
Explain
me ask
to
you
me
this.
what the
Let me ask you
Democrats have
this.
done for you.
Let me ask you this. When
Notice
Trump
how you
left,
keep sidestepping.
I'm trying to help you. So when Trump left office, what was happening in this country?
We were recovering from C-19.
You weren't recovering. It was still happening, right?
The country was starting
we
to
were
open
we were
up.
in a national lockdown, right? And
We
who
weren't-
put that?
not when
Listen,
Biden- not when
Nino,
Biden took
Nino,
over.
Nino.
We weren't in a national shutdown when Biden took over.
Yes, we were.
No, we weren't.
So now we're just going to make up history.
No, we're
on the
not
spot.
making up history. There was a national shutdown from March 14th until March 28th, 2020. After that, Trump said, "I'm not shutting down the country." The states,
Wait. This is what I'm talking about.
It's an absolute fact. You can look it up. Trump said that after the 2-week shutdown, I'm not shutting down the country. The states can decide it on their own. And the states decided whether they were going to shut down or not. That is an absolute fact.
Trump, I asked you a simple question. When did the pandemic end? When did it start? When did it end?
I think the official date of the pandemic starting was sometime in the beginning of March 2020. I believe that was the official timeline of when it started.
And when did it end?
I think they officially ended it in 2020. They called it an end in the end of 2020 or in the middle of
May
2020.
11th, 2023. So it started under Trump, right? I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but it started under Donald Trump, correct?
Yeah, it did.
And it ended under Joe Biden.
Okay, what are you trying to get at?
You asked me what have Democrats done for you? Seems like we helped you get out of a pandemic.
The pandemic. What are you talking about? Democrats didn't help us get out of a
I
pandemic.
asked you who was president when it ended.
That doesn't mean Biden. Just because Biden was
You don't want
in
to. So
office-
you don't want to give people credit for work being done
what did
because
Biden
they're
do to end the
Democrats.
pandemic? What did Biden do to end the pandemic?
You want to talk about
Exactly.
You want to talk
Silence.
about?
You couldn't answer that question.
I'm asking.
I've
I'm going
asked
to
you
answer
multiple
your
questions.
question.
You haven't answered one.
So, do you recall Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, that was under Trump.
And who implemented all of the vaccines?
Trump.
Wrong.
Yes, it was Trump. It started
Wrong.
in December. The vaccine
Wrong.
started going out in December.
So Trump did.
2020.
So Trump did the vaccine mandate. He did that.
No, Biden
Okay,
actually.
okay,
Biden
okay,
actually tried
okay,
to violate
Nino,
the Constitution with the vaccine.
So now we're back on Biden.
Trump is the one that
Who
started
got
Operation-
unemployment? Who brought unemployment down after it went all the way up because of the pandemic?
The unemployment was going to go down because the pandemic was ending. No matter who, if Donald Duck was president, the unemployment was going to go down because the pandemic was ending.
Who passed the Inflation Reduction Act? Who passed
that? Actually,
infrastructure?
didn't do anything.
Who passed infrastructure? Who passed the Chips and Science Act? Who appointed a woman of color on the Supreme Court? Who helped inner city children get access to the internet? Who's capping prescription drug costs and insulin?
Oh,
and
you
who's
mean
also,
the idea that Trump?
who just cut? Who capped the bank fees to?
Facts. You keep ignoring these facts.
Who capped the bank fees the other day?
You keep ignoring these facts. Biden canceled Trump's insulin cap and made it his own. That's a fact.
Nino, I just want you to know, when you go around and say Democrats haven't done a thing for you, and you live in the United States of America, you sound almost, you sound like a traitor.
How am I a traitor when I'm speaking the facts?
Because your hatred towards Democrats is
First of all,
deep.
I don't hate anybody. Secondly,
then give Biden his credit for helping the country reopen.
The country was reopening before Biden took office.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It wasn't a national shutdown when he took office.
It was. I gave you the timeline.
I'm going to ask you a simple question.
Nino, can I ask you an honest question?
Why is it you won't answer any of my questions?
Because whenever I give you facts,
I'm asking you simple questions, and you keep sidestepping with another question.
Well, first of all, if you ask me a question and I give you facts, I need you to just stop.
No, you didn't answer any question I asked.
I did. What's your question?
Again, how did Biden stop the pandemic?
I didn't. Well, technically, COVID is still around.
I never said that wasn't
right, but I would say it was a combination of policy and vaccination.
Who started the vaccine?
Well, we all know Operation Warp Speed began with Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then, but who helped implement the vaccines and getting it into the arms of Americans?
The vaccine started coming out before Biden got into office.
Nino, you know what, Nino? I'm starting to realize you're just allergic to the truth. It's like my good friend, Brother Swervin.
Fact.
It's like my good friend. It's like my good
December 2020. It's an absolute fact.
Hold on, Nino. Is there anything we can say to you to at least get you to stop denying truth? Or is this
you're the only one denying truth? I'm stating things you can literally look up.
Give me the information you're citing, please. I'll give you 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. As I stated, FDA authorized the first COVID vaccines for emergency use in the U.S. in December 2020.
And when did Trump leave office?
January 2020.
So you're saying...
I'm sorry, January 2021.
And so how many days did Trump really have.
Like I said, the vaccine started rolling out a month before Biden took office, like I stated.
Yeah, but he didn't have enough time clearly to
It doesn't
implement
matter.
it.
He started the rollout of the vaccine, like I stated, and you
No,
denied.
no, no, no. Now look up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Look up something else for me. All right. All right. I need you to look up Biden's vaccine policies. Could you go look that up?
Well, the first mandate he tried to make for the vaccine that the
Okay, W Zeus in the chat. That's all I needed you to get to.
no.
So,
hold on. You asked
so
me.
I just need you to stop. All right, Nino. You're
I've already
going
proven you
around.
wrong multiple times. I've already proven you wrong multiple times, and you can't accept it. You keep making excuses.
You
and
already
sidestepping.
admitted Biden had a mandate. That was my whole
Yeah,
point.
his mandate was his
Nino
first.
and Nino and I gotta mute you. And you and I both agreed the pandemic ended under Joe Biden. This is a waste of my time.
Answered how he ended it.
You don't even know.
I asked you a question. How did he end
The fact
pandemic?
that you're acknowledging he ended it is all I need.
You're
I'm
the
not
one
about to
that
give
said
you a
he ended
history
it.
lesson
I'm
on
asking you
TikTok.
how he ended it.
Nino, let's move on.
Why do
All
you
right.
keep sidestepping? Why do
Because
you keep
you're-
sidestepping?
Can I answer it?
Why-
Because it's a waste of time to
No,
try
it's a
to
waste
go
of
into
time
it.
because you can't answer it because you're wrong.
I'm going to mute him. The reason I don't want to go into the conversation any deeper, Nino, is because you're going to push back on every piece of information and fact I give you because that's how your brain is programmed. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a waste of my time. Nino, do you have anything else intelligent to add to this conversation?
Aside
Because
from me proving you wrong, what else you want me to prove you wrong on?
you don't got anything else? Guess what, Nino? Apparently, you just like being wrong. You want to jump in? You want to jump in yourself, or you want me to do it?
All you did was sidestep. That's
Got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Nino lacks the ability to have an intellectual conversation, and I don't got all day, ladies and gentlemen. Nino, do your own research and stop asking Democrats to give you information that you're just going to turn around and deny. I've been down that road with you Trump supporters, and I'm not doing it today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Nino. All right, he wants to be cooked. All right, I'll cook him. Let's send him to the lake of fire. Let's give him a round of booze and shame. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on a real quick second. All right. Yeah. So to the Trump supporters out there, listen, people tune into this show because honestly, they want to have an authentic conversation. If all you have is to block and deny facts and data and statistics, I think it's just a waste of everyone's time, right? It's a waste of everyone's time. We sit here and I gave them 2 points in time. March of 2020, March of 2023. Who was the president? Over here it was Donald Trump, over here it was Joe Biden. So the pandemic ended under Joe Biden, yes. But what? It's over after that. The fact that you can't admit that it's over after that, it means you have a serious issue going on up here where you're not able to learn. Your hatred, and it's really hatred for Democrats or people on the left, however you want to say it, is blocking your ability to learn. And I do believe that as a result of this election, I learned that a lot of people in this country, they don't know how to learn and absorb information. And if they do, they don't know how to comprehend the information. And this is the problem in this country. Yeah. The threat, the biggest threat in this country is the folks here who allow hate to blind their ability to process information. And it's so bad that they will vote for their own destruction. I'm going to hell. This is what they say. I'm going to hell, but at least I'm not a Democrat. This is the mindset. Why'd you vote for Donald Trump? Because he's not a Democrat, but he's trying to take you out. He's trying to take all your money because your money you need that to take care of yourself and your family. Why'd you do it? Because he's not a Democrat. Do you understand how silly and ridiculous you sound when you say that? Now, I know you go into those spaces that you're in and you say that amongst each other and you all laugh and say, yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you're laying down at night, think about this and your bank account starts to dwindle away, right? And your spouses are divorcing you, your family's falling apart. Does it ever come across your mind the reason all of this stuff is happening to you is because of your inability to think correctly up here? Nobody wants to be around a miserable person that worships this guy all day long. Nobody. And they'll laugh in your face, all right, but all the time they want to take your place because guess what? A lot of these people are backstabbers, right? Now I see some people in the chat are getting triggered. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right, Cabria? Hi, Shay. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning. Good morning, Kingdom. Good morning. Oh, my goodness.
They get upset when you get in the box. A lot of these Trump supporters, I noticed they go, oh, my gosh, she's about to lay it on us like we've never had it laid on us before.
I'm sure they missed me. Yes. Do you miss me, MAGA? I'm sure you do. Hey, everybody. Yeah, it's yesterday's live was, wow. With a tiny tank top, Tom. That guy, holy mess. I mean, I know you're friends with Snuggles, but do they not get that it looks really bad for two white men to be sitting on a live discussing black issues?
They don't.
How do they not understand that that's just really not your place to discuss it? Like it looks bad, it's going to come off bad, and then you're going to sit on a live and say, I'm not a racist, I'm not this, I'm not that. Why are you talking about it? You're not black, you don't live in the black experience, and you're talking to a black man, and then when Q-Dog gets up there, you're talking to two black men. And when are white people going to figure out that you don't understand it?
W. Shay in the chat. W. Shay in the chat.
It's not your space. It's not your place. If you don't like it, then leave. Then turn it off. Then
W.
scroll.
Lindsay. W. Lindsay.
Thank you very much. If you don't like the rhetoric, if you don't like what they're saying, you don't like their POV, then leave. Then scroll out. It's not your place to discuss it. You're never going to walk a day in Zeus's shoes or Q-Dog's shoes. You're never going to walk a day. You can sit there and live in your little la-la land that none of this, is going to affect you. Is why we call it YT privilege, right?
Yep.
It is a privilege that you walk in every day. It just happens to be the facts. And if you want to have a decent conversation, then have a real conversation.
Bingo.
If you have black friends, as you claim to, Tom, then why don't you actually have a real conversation with this supposed friend?
Hey, man. Go ahead, Shay. Let's go.
I mean, how do you think I came to understand it? It's having real conversations.
CJ, knock it off.
But if your supposed black friend doesn't have this conversation with you or won't have this conversation with you, it tells you what they think about you, honestly. They're an associate. They're not a friend. They're a neighbor who waves at you as you're picking up, well, we don't do that anymore, a morning newspaper off the front step, right? In the old movies, right? But that's the thing. They're friendly with you, but they're not your friends. They don't trust you. If you've never had the conversations to understand what it is, every black person will agree with what Zeus and Q-Dog are saying. If they say it to your face and they don't agree, that's because they don't trust you.
Bingo. Bingo.
They don't trust you, and they know you're not going to get it, that your brain is too small to have that conversation. That is
Bingo.
an absolute fact.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what I say, Shay? Honestly, probably on this side of TikTok is probably the most exposure to diversity they've ever had in their entire lifetime. Is when they come onto this, when they get to sit in the audience and listen to folks like you and me and Nutty and Q Dog and everyone else. Straight facts. This is the most exposure they've probably had in their lifetime, and it's terrifying to them.
It is. They don't like it. That's why they respond the way they do. It's like,
Yeah.
you just put Tom in a little cage, and he feels like he's fighting for his life because he doesn't understand it. He's on the defense.
Yep.
Right? He's on the defense instead of sitting there going, okay, explain it to me. Talk to me. I don't walk in your skin on a daily life. Explain this to me.
Bingo.
That's how you have real honest communications, not by being defensive.
Bingo. Yeah.
And that's it. And calling names and having lives. Oh, there's race baiting. You don't even understand what race baiting is, first of all. Race baiting is what the prior person came up and said, talking about the Democratic Party lying to the black community.
That's race baiting.
That's
and they
race
do it
baiting.
all the time. Every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession, all right? And I know that. That's why a lot of the times when they start saying ridiculous stuff, doesn't even bother me because I know that's the demon confessing the sins to Big Zeus, all right? Because a lot of you are out there living in sin. Like that gentleman, Ty, yesterday. I don't know if you saw Ty yesterday.
Okay.
And he was starting to talk about AB, but then I had to help him understand, oh, so you're having intercourse, but you're not married? Yeah. You're living in sin.
He's never had a girlfriend. Come on now. Come on.
Well, whatever he's doing, it's sin. Whatever he's doing. That's why he dropped out of the box. Because he realized he'd been exposed. I have a good way of, I know how to get the demon to reveal itself and show me exactly who they are. Don't get up here and pretend like it's all about policies and us getting along and you're trying to protect the kids. That's not what this is about.
No.
This is an evil force in this country, and it's taken over the minds of you Trump supporters.
Oh my God. He was in Angela's live yesterday. He literally got up and started talking about the Schmolocast. And talking about Jewish people and comparing that to abortion, literally. Literally.
Is something going on up here.
I mean, it's like they halfway learn history and they use it as like a gotcha moment, like the Democrats invented the KKK. And actually, that's not actually true. But, it's just, they learn these little historical talking points and then they use it as like, see how smart I am? No, you just look dumb as heck.
Yeah.
And my thing is, with the black community and the Democratic Party, do you think 92% of black women are dumb? See, when you come up and you say things like that, do you know that you're implying that 92% of black women are dumb and can't think for themselves?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that you think that.
We know that's not true. We all know that's not true. Far from.
Bingo.
You meet a black woman, she'll tell you what happened today, tomorrow, and the next day. Like
bingo.
They're always on their game. They stay with a head that's rotating around 360 degrees. Like, I gotta know what's going on.
W Shay in the chat. Hey, yeah, don't get in here and start trying to disrespect our moms.
People, you're looking dumb out here, my wonderful YT people. You're looking dumb. Just out here to tell you.
Yeah.
Woo! Don't host live talking about black people's issues unless you got a black person on the panel to give you an alternating opinion. So
bingo.
Then you're just spreading hate and racism. That's
bingo.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love you, man. And,
all right, love you too, Shay. Thank you so much for educating the audience. All right, I really do appreciate that. You didn't have to, but you did. All right, W Shay in the chat. Yeah, we gonna keep the door to the floor around here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, you Trump supporters, look at what you've done. We're divided. We're a divided country. You want to blame guess who? You know, they say it was the most divisive president. They like to say it was Barack Hussein Obama, but no, it was this one right here. What he's done to this country, and what he's about to do. I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing? I see your straight facts. We're gonna get straight to you.
I won't take too long. I just, of course, going back to the mass deportations because they love to talk about that. And I won't use names, but they always love to talk about how those men are coming over and they're unaliving women here and raping and whatever. So I looked up a few statistics of my own.
Oh,
Our men right here, they, let's see, women is every 9 seconds, a woman is being assaulted, DV assault.
wow. Every 9 seconds?
Every 9 seconds, domestic assault women.
By who? Immigrants?
No. By their intimate partners.
Oh.
No, not the immigrants. No, it's their husbands. It's their fiancés, boyfriends, or I mean, it can go the other way around. It could be the girlfriends hitting the men or whatever. That's every 9 seconds.
That's unfortunate.
It is very, very sad. And I know someone going through it very dear to me that is, anyway, but so that's hitting hard right now. But and the other
So
statistic,
sorry.
we'll get her through it. The other statistic, real quick, is 37% of women that are murdered in this country, that is also at the hands of their romantic partner, which is not necessarily any, immigrants.
Yeah. Wow.
It's probably a lot of those white men that you see in church on Sunday, thinking they can do stuff all week and then just go in, confess on Sunday, and then it all goes away. It's
Oh.
those types of people. I'm not saying that none of them are immigrants, but I'm saying out of 34%, I bet a majority are the men that live right here that are hurting their wives and girlfriends. So that was just a few statistics, very sad
It is.
statistics that I've looked into. And as I said, it's mostly just the men right here. It's not the immigrants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thank you, Ange, for those facts, data, and statistics. And I do hope, honestly, that the Trump supporters, as well as everyone else, are actually understanding the information that you're sharing. All right?
I hope
Because
so
they
too.
spend a lot of time trying to make us think the boogeyman is someone other than them. Right?
Yeah.
That's what they do all day long. Oh no, we're not the problem. It's you. It's you. It's them. It's them. It's never you.
You have 1,000 people in here, and I bet you if you look down in the chat, you would see a lot, mostly women, but a lot of men in here too, that can share their own story of domestic violence at some point in their life. That's why it's very easy to believe that it is every 9 seconds in this country. You'll see it right here if you scroll.
Right in this
And it's
chat.
very sad. And most of them will tell you it wasn't at the hands of somebody that came across the border. It was somebody right here that you married in Wisconsin or Maine or Nevada or wherever. That, so knock
That's
it off
deep.
with that. Knock it
That's
off with
deep,
that.
and I'm glad that we're increasing and raising the awareness about this as well, because I would prefer people actually do things that they have the power to do, which is like stopping themselves and their abuse, than to
Mhm.
spread hatred and promote being in a cult all day long, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. We have a lot we have a lot of people to protect. Not just people that are immigrants are coming in here and hurting people. So we
Yep.
have to be mindful of that, and if you know anybody, if you even suspect it, please step in and
Amen.
help. And that's all I got. Thanks
Amen. Well, listen,
everybody.
Ange, I appreciate it. And, it's always a pleasure when you come up here and you bring the truth the way you do. All right. I appreciate it.
I try. Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. W. Ange in the chat. Trump supporters got real quiet. They got real quiet once the facts, data, and statistics start to come out. And again, this is a lesson to every single one of you Trump supporters. Y'all got to do better. All right. Bring up my good friend Straight Back. right, but unfortunately, I every day I get on this app, and I don't know if you've been seeing it lately. I try to talk about the issues, mass deportation, right? Tariffs, cuts to Social Security, and things that are going to directly impact us Americans, especially MAGA, as a result of Trump being president. However, we always end up having a conversation about racism.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, let's break it down real quick. Let's talk about the word racism itself. The root word of racism is race, correct?
That's right.
All right. So who made up race? I believe it was a Portuguese, aka.
Oh.
That's the history, and now Shay can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Then we know ism is a system.
That part.
That's right. So if white tea people, aka Portuguese, made up race and ism is a system, we as black people don't control the system, nor did we make up race. So obviously, racism is an affliction of white tea people that they made. We can be prejudiced, we can be bigoted, but we cannot be racist because we didn't make up the system called race. Now, that's it. That simplifies it as a whole. This is the problem that I have also with this.
Okay.
Angie brought up brought up some numbers. Thank y'all for the gifts. Brought up some numbers that I was going to bring up. So thank you, Angie, for bringing up the numbers so to make my time here a little bit shorter. This is the problem with white tea people, envelopeians, whatever you want to call them in your life, or translucents. They spend a lot of time on other people's business, but they don't ever spend enough time on their business. For instance, the first thing they'll do is come up in your live and start talking about B-on-B crime. We know what that is.
Yeah.
Now, I say that statistic is a dirtied up statistic because we have a medium person in there who's called the police officers. The police officers, they sit up and they can control the numbers because all they have to do is do a little over policing, and guess what?
What's that?
It looks like we're 13% of the population commit 50% of the crime. We know that that's not a clean number because when we look at the welfare rolls, we can see that there are more white tea people on welfare than there is any other demographic, and that makes sense. That's why I call it a number, because there's more white tea people in the United States of America. Makes sense. Well, when you look at the crime number and they try to tell us 13% of the population commit 50% of the crime, that's odd to me. So now I need to figure out, why does that number seem odd? Because if you go to Indiana, Colorado, Utah, where there's a more white tea population, guess what? Because they're trying to say that means we're the most red rummers. Y'all go ahead and y'all know what red rum means. Do it backwards. They're trying to say we're the most red rummers. Well, if that was true, then in these states that are mostly white tea people, there wouldn't be a big prison population now, would there be? But that's not true.
Facts.
You have a lot of people that are translucent in those prisons, in those mostly translucent states. So we know that white tea people commit crimes. So that's what we mean about them not taking contextual clues and applying them logistically. They, just like Trump thinks he can deport 11 million people in 4 years.
And they don't want to admit that doesn't make sense.
No, because the highest amount of deportation we ever did was 400,000 people in 4 years. So there's no possible way that can happen. But let me say this. Why they worried about B-on-B crime, they need to worry about these serial unalivers that are walking into these schools. They tried to lie and say the young lady that just did that at the Christian school yesterday.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Right? They tried to say she was a part of the LGBT heavy on the T community.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that. That's
you know that's not true. Right? Y'all don't know? Okay. Well, the fact of the matter is that she is not a part of the LGBT community. She is a cisgendered white tea young lady who says she wasn't getting enough loving. You don't see that in the African American community. You know why? Just like Shay said, we too nosy. We looking under pillows. We looking under beds. We're checking backpacks. We're talking to schools. We're talking to everybody that we need to talk to in order to find out what is going on with our child. You can't come in the house with an attitude, because the first thing we're going to ask you is what you got an attitude for.
Because you ain't getting none.
Right. So instead of y'all spending so much time on our business, I suggest that you spend time on your business. And every time we turn around, we see a serial DVer or CPer messing with these fetuses is always a translucent. 99.9% of the time. YT people, y'all got some stuff to do in y'all households.
Amen.
You need to worry about your children. Instead of you running your butt behinds up in Zeus's live every other live.
Amen.
And trying to figure out what our numbers are, you need to figure out what your numbers are. And why are you guys procreating these mass unalivers? We're tired of it.
Amen.
Now you might say, Diddy, yeah, we do have a few in our community, but guess what we do? We call them out when we see them. We don't hide them like you do Trump. And we doggone for sure do not make them the president of the United States of America. Now,
amen.
When start admitting to y'all stuff, that's the reason why we call you guys racist POSs, because you run around here acting like your stuff does not stink, and it does. It stinks to high heaven. As a matter of fact, y'all funky right about now, and you need to go wash yourselves out some. And matter of fact, use your wash towel, because we know that you are the reason why we had the bubonic plague. You are the reason why we had syphilis and all of these other diseases that are lingering around here. You cannot call yourself the best and the brightest, and you guys sat up here and took some land from people that were already here. You cannot call yourself conquerors if you're lying about the conquest. Any conqueror that I know tells the truth about the conquest, right?
Yep.
So if you're lying about it, we know that you're not telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you another thing. The Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth, there is not Mary translucent in that book. Jerusalem is in Africa. You should go look it up. Jesus is described as having hair of wool and eyes of fire and skin of olives. That is not a white tea man. Y'all stop running around here playing like y'all the first when we know that y'all the last. Y'all mediocre at best. And that's why you guys had to do all the scheming that you've done in order to be in power. But let me tell you another thing about Mother Nature. The Neanderthals went out of existence because they were effed out of existence. And guess what's happening? It's happening again. And you guys cannot do anything about it. And that's why you're over here mad and pissed off. Because you know that your DNA is not strong enough to stand the times. It's called survival of the fittest.
Amen.
Black men are the blueprint.
Amen.
Anything they have a baby by is African American. Don't change the one drop rule now because it's making you mad.
Amen.
Don't change it. And don't be mad because you run around here with these little LWCs and mad because you women are taking advantage of these BBCs.
Woo! W straight facts.
I think I ate.
Yes, you did.
No crumbs.
You did.
And I'm going to leave. But I'm going to say this before I leave. Y'all tried to take me down today with misinformation. Y'all lied. And that's why I'm still up here and my appeal was approved.
Amen.
You guys lie. You lie so much that you even lie on reporting people. You lied about Christopher Columbus finding the land when indigenous people was here. You lied about the Civil War and said that it was about states' rights when the president of the Confederation said it was not. You lied about that J6 and said that it was BLM and Antifa there. But your daddy Rump is talking about pardoning them. If it was Antifa and the FBI and BLM, he wouldn't have been talking about pardoning them. You lied about what the J6 thing was. It was called Stop the Steal. What in the hell was y'all stopping if it wasn't a steal? If we why in the heck did we steal it again? again.
Thank
But
you.
lied about Trump being a good
They're not
president.
good
We know
liars.
Durgon well. There's no way he could have been because he had 4 years. 1 year he was golfing. 2 year was the C, and the first 2 years was Obama and Biden's economy. So y'all stop lying. We can read now, and it's making y'all look stupid. All right.
All right.
I'm out of here, y'all.
All right,
Thank y'all
ladies and
so
gentlemen.
much for
W
this.
straight facts, no lies detected.
Talk to you later.
All right, love you too. All right, so you see what happens every time you Trump supporters, y'all want to bring up the race baiting stuff. We end up having to go there. So I would encourage you, if you don't want any more DEI training, MAGA, please have the conversation and stay away from it because it gets deep over here. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. We got a little more time, all right, and we'll help you get to the bottom of what's going on. All right, W. Zena Smith. Who do we got? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Yes. Oh wait, someone says bring me up. Oh, KF. Good morning. How are you doing? Yes, Nutty. How are you?
So I heard my name several times, and if you say my name so many times, I appear.
Yeah.
So I have.
This has been around about everything.
So have you some decorum, sir?
Yeah.
Have you some decorum?
I am all the decorum I want. Biden is the most crooked president.
Thank you, Zeus.
You're welcome. Thank you. Make them suffer a little bit, please, Nutty.
Right.
Hey, we'll get to you. Just listen up.
Listen, I'm embarrassed to be up here right now. Well, not embarrassed, but I ain't got nothing to say because Straight Facts just took. Her motto is all gas, no brakes.
Let's go, W Straight Facts.
Let me say, hey, straight Facts. This is for you. You didn't preach. You didn't preach, girl, woman. I don't know what you did, but it wasn't preaching. You just took them to church, back to hell, through heaven. You took them back through hell, and then you brought them back to earth.
Amen.
Listen.
Amen.
You got them so triggered. I'm nervous. Straight Facts. I'm nervous for them because what you just did to them, they are glitching out. Look at KF. Look at KF below me.
Yeah.
They glitching.
Yeah. Now let's get to KF real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him speak so he won't combust.
Because this is going to be very easy to handle. KF, please come off of mute if you don't mind. Me and Nutty are up here, and you had something you wanted to say to us. Please come off of mute. All right, we don't got all morning to do this.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Why come up and be all disrespectful like
I'm
that?
not disrespectful. You guys are everything. First of all, Zeus, everything that you talked about, Harris and everything, you've been totally wrong on. Why don't you admit and apologize to people? First of all.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
So second of all, let's talk about Biden and how corrupt they all are.
Do you have a problem with criminals?
In FXT money laundering? First of all, let's go this CARE Act, Blue Act.
No, I don't.
Took
Listen.
all the money out of that.
KF, I need you to slow down. Do you have a problem with criminals? Yes or no?
Oh, I have big problems with Harris and Biden and all the criminals.
No. I didn't put an address on it. I'm just asking you. Do you really have a problem with criminals?
Especially with the pedophiles that Biden lets out every week.
Oh God, there you go, right there, ladies and gentlemen, and that's it. He's possessed with the MAGA demon, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to go any further. This is just typical MAGA behavior. They lack the ability to have decorum, right? They just get up here and say disgusting things.
That was so interesting. So that tells me he's watched your show several times.
Let's put him in the lake of fire. I just want to do this, Nutty, but you're right. Goodbye, KF. Kentucky Fried.
Silence.
Goodbye. All right. So you said he's watched my show several times, Nutty?
I mean, you can tell. You can tell because he knew where your line of questioning was going. So that's how he answered the question. He specified it with, Biden and Harris. Biden and Harris, because, they are the liars. They are the PD3Os. They're the ones that's doing everything. But when you put it back in our face and show us it's our side, it makes us glitch. So we can't defend that.
Yeah.
Like Straight Facts just said, we call our people out. We don't rock with them just to be right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what y'all do. So I'm just gonna be quick because I got to get to the airport here.
Oh, you going on vacation? Got it.
No,
W
man,
Nutty in the chat. Get him out of there. Let's go ahead and fly those friendly skies.
No, not vacation. I finally get to take my black behind home.
Oh, okay, even better.
I haven't been home in months, and I'm ready to go home.
All right.
So anyway, why is it that the conservatives, the MAGAs, the maggots, they want to be the people of law and order, but every single time, see, I'm getting my inner Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Every single time, someone of the envelopian persuasion that commits a crime and gets off, where do we see them touted? We see them touted on conservative media outlets. For instance, Daniel Penny, the white envelopian who was just acquitted for unaliving the black man on the subway in New York City. That was just acquitted. Where was he over the weekend? He was with Trump and Vance, along with the other deplorables at the Army-Navy game. Why are they lauding a criminal? Why are they lauding someone who took someone's life? They did the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. Why are they lauding these people? You don't see the Democrats doing this. Why is it quiet in the room? Even the comments have gotten quiet. Y'all answered the question. Why are you all applauding these people?
They know they're wrong. They know they're wrong and they're living in a dark world, and this is the only way they feel good about it is to surround themselves with like-minded individuals, perhaps.
But make no mistake about it. He may have gotten away with it here on earth, but he will not get away with it. Because you know what they say about karma, don't you? Because he's still going to get his payback right here on earth. They say karma is the biggest female dog there is. And I can't wait until she pays every single one of you a visit.
Y'all better get y'all souls right before y'all really do end up in the lake of fire. Nutty is spot on.
It's disgusting, actually. It's disgusting that we see this and that we even have to speak about this because the man is no hero. He took a life. He took a life that was not threatening his. He took a life of a man that was going through a mental health, a mental breakdown. But yet, every time we talk about pew-pews, y'all want to say, oh, it's the mental health. It's the mental health. We need to do something about the mental health. Do we? Do we? Because when we do something about the mental health, we say it's okay to unalive them.
They don't want, but let's just go down that path. If it's mental health, then they should be for the Affordable Care Act and expanding it, right? So that people can get help.
No, because you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You need to get your own insurance because I shouldn't have to pay for you.
Selfish. It's the selfishness of MAGA that's going to be the downfall of this country.
I shouldn't have to pay for you. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Which is funny because we spend, as a United States, as a country, we spend over $4 trillion a year on healthcare. And we have the worst healthcare system of any first world nation there is. But yet that same $4 trillion, Zeus, if we were to go to a single payer system or a universal healthcare, it's actually proven that it would save us money. So if we're in the business of saving money, wouldn't we want to look at that option and say, hey, let's get on the right side of this and let's make our people healthy. Let's make our people whole and save money while we're at it. But why don't we do that? Because we want to keep people sick. We want to keep the pharmaceutical industry's pocket padded. That's why the dude from the CEO of United Healthcare, that's why he got clapped. No one's celebrating the unaliving of anyone. But if you think about it, what has United Healthcare done over the last decade, or even more than the last decade? They've constantly denied claims, taken away healthcare, taken away people being able to get their medicines so they can get a healthier life while lining their pockets. That CEO just last year made an additional $10 million.
Really?
So when you see people out here saying, zipping their mouth with Luigi or whatever however you pronounce his name, it's not because they're celebrating the man getting unalived. They're celebrating and saying, hey, we're not going to feel sorry for an institution that constantly takes the lives of people on a daily basis.
Interesting. Wow.
But we don't talk about that. But you want us to be upset about this one life when they've taken millions of lives?
We got to stop the hatred. This is what it is. You got to get the hatred out of your heads and pay attention. And it's just sad that we are stuck in this moment where there's just so much hatred out there, Nutty. It really is.
So you know what I hate, Zeus?
What's that?
I hate ignorant, not ignorant, Bamas. I hate ignorant Bamas. That's what I hate. I hate the fact that they come up here in this live and they want to talk about Antifa. I am Antifa, by the way. And I can assure you that my comrades in the 3-letter agencies, they weren't out there with me on January 6th. I assure you of that much. And you know what? As far as Stephen A. Smith is concerned,
oh, Nutty all over. You getting it all.
My guy, instead of trying to take your talking point, it seems like they want to say, see, the nigger over here. This is what he's saying. Listen to the nigger. Even though he didn't say that, that's exactly what he said. We don't care nothing about no Stephen A. Smith. Tell that buck dancing piece of crap to go back where he came from. That's the plantation on the south side of Florida. And tell him to go back out to the field, right where Byron Donalds and what's the other, the senator, him too.
Tim Scott?
Tim Scott.
Yeah.
They all from the same pod.
Did they get any jobs in the Trump's cabinet yet, by the way?
And they ain't getting none because they too dark. They too dark and they're not rich enough.
Well, there you go. There you go.
He kept hanging his hat on, well, Stephen A. said it this morning. Stephen A. said it this morning. I don't give a good bleepity bleep what Stephen A. said. Because I don't even listen to that fool when it comes to talking about sports.
Bingo. It's so funny how they find these characters when it's convenient, but they're radio silent when it doesn't fit the narrative. Stop it. Again, we know all of your tricks.
They don't want to listen to the educated black man who actually went to school, studied this stuff, but they want to listen to the Bama that can't even speak because his own lips go cover his face while he's trying to speak.
Woo!
That's who they want to listen to. They want to listen to the clowns. They want to listen to the dude from Fat Albert.
Nasty. Y'all got to do better out there. Seriously. I mean, this is getting embarrassing, honestly, to hear you all try to actually process some of this high-level information that we're giving you. It's embarrassing to watch you try to put your minds around it. But really, if you do the homework after the show and you come to the show, you won't look as ridiculous.
Zeus, right. I appreciate you. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting to the airport.
All right.
I'll see y'all later.
All right, W Nutty in the chat. All right, listen. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll try to talk to one more person who voted for Donald Trump, and hopefully we can come to some sort of agreement about why you made this mistake. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you want me to bring you up here. And don't worry, we'll lower your taxes and we'll pay off your debt. We'll drill, baby, drill. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Fly safe, Nutty. I don't know why MAGA at this point even thinks it's okay to try to explain a lot of the stuff that they're trying to explain on this app. In case you Trump supporters don't know, most of the time when you're talking to us, we've already done our research. All right? W Rick in the chat. Most of the time, MAGA, we've already done the research to help us get to the place of understanding we're at, right? And what ends up happening is you get up here and you start repeating things that you don't think we've already heard before. We've heard all of the lies. We've heard all of the conspiracies. And we know you have no ability, none, to explain it. For instance, let's see what I got up here. We know what it is.
They're taking black jobs now. And it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs and they're taking Hispanic jobs. And you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Yeah. The worst in our history. You're going to see it. And they're taking, but what are the black jobs? You never have been able to answer the question. That's what he says. And this is the stuff you guys get out here and try to pretend like we haven't listened to and we haven't heard. All right, let's see. I'm looking for a Trump supporter to please come on up here. Don't worry, we'll help you. We'll help you drill, baby, drill. We'll help you lower your taxes. All right, because it is what it is. All right. Who do we have next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we have next? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here. Tell me again how Kamala is gonna win. No, I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna drop you. All right, because you're not trying to have a productive conversation, Vincent. Deal with losers. Trump's dynasty is here to stay. Cry all you want. Now that's who I want to talk to. Renell, please come on up here real quick. We don't got all morning. It's not that difficult. You said that I lied. Yet, Vincent, it's like Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. You all say, Zeus, you're running a cult, but guess who's always here in the live? It's people like you. It's people like you that know you're being lied to. All right? Yeah, Raynell doesn't want to come up here. Put a 1 in the chat real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all day, and I'll bring you right up here. You know you lied for years. You don't have a problem with liars, Vincent, because if you did, you wouldn't support one. Simple. You know he lied over 30,000 times. If you don't think Donald Trump's a liar, just Google Trump 30,000 lies and look at all the articles that come up. And this is my real issue. Actually, it's not a real issue. I know every single Trump supporter is a hypocrite. And everything they say they have an issue with, their cult leader basically does it. So it just cancels out at the end of the day. Biden never lied. Oh, well, everyone lies, but that's not the issue here. The issue is when you get caught in the lie, do you own it? All right. Put a 1 in the chat real quick. Show me a politician who doesn't lie. Kevin, did you vote for Donald Trump? That's what I want to know. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you voted for Donald Trump. We don't got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting towards that time, though. All right. There you go. There we go. Jerry Hill. Well, stop sending me invites. I do not want to battle. Jerry Hill, please come on up here. Oh, there we go. Mr. Bond says I'm being recorded. Yeah, every live is recorded and then uploaded. You're not doing anything advanced. This is the problem with a lot of you Trump supporters. You're not doing anything that's advanced. And I'm trying to help you all understand. It's very low level thinking going on. Jerry,
are you there, Zeus?
I am here. You voted for Donald Trump, right?
No, I don't vote for. I'm not a voter. Let's just go there. I will say one thing about as far as the Democrats, what the damage that they did to this country, and I'm not here to debate you.
I'm listening.
What they did. And if most people, modern people, don't understand the damage that they did, then there's something wrong with people that do believe in the Democrat Party.
Well, I'll say this. This is not a debate. There's going to be people that say what the Democrats are doing are good, and there's going to be people who say what they're doing is bad, and that's on both sides.
Absolutely.
So there are a lot of us who actually think Democrats have done a pretty decent job considering the climate of this country. I mean, and I think, to me, the biggest issue in this country, I had a gentleman up here, I don't know if you heard him. He goes, Zeus, what have Democrats done to help you? And it's almost as if we all forgot what happened when Trump was in office. And it's the most bizarre thing, because you would have to agree that there was a moment when Trump was in office where the whole country was really on its knees and concerned that he was unfit to be the president.
But my thing is that I'm not even talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about the corrupt Democrat Party. Joe Biden, in my opinion, is a very sick man.
In terms of his physical health?
Didn't help either. Kamala Harris did not help her cause whatsoever because she had no policies. That's just the truth. It's plain and simple.
Jerry, I have to say that's biased at best, because she had her policies published on her website. So
she couldn't answer one question, though.
She
could not answer one question, Zeus.
She
Let's
answered.
be real, though.
Oh, can I be honest?
Yes, absolutely.
I think Donald Trump is a lot better at shooting from the hip than Kamala Harris. But
Okay.
I do believe she answered questions the best that she could in the moment she was
Oh,
in.
okay. The best she
And I
could.
actually think during the debate, she actually did an outstanding job answering a lot of questions and actually verbally sparring with Donald Trump. So I know that being the president is a position you would have to grow into, right? And I would expect Donald Trump, already having been president for 4 years, I would expect him to actually demonstrate that he could speak on that position a lot better than Kamala. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
And I think it was just, to me, for him to already have been president, the election was just too close. He should have blown her out of the water,
Okay.
but he didn't. And that's, to me, says there are still a good chunk of people in this country that have legitimate concerns about Donald Trump. And you spoke on the criminality of the Democrats. I don't know how you wrap your mind around crime and people, but when you know someone is a criminal and you vote for them, I think, to me, that takes away your ability to call anyone else a criminal.
But
Don't you
these
think?
were but these were all appointed by Democrats that
What do
did
you
this
mean?
to Donald Trump. All these cases that were brought upon him. You
There
know,
wouldn't be a case if the crime
I don't
didn't exist, right?
I don't really want to talk about legal stuff because they both get away, both parties get away with lot of you know, criminal activity.
Well,
Bottom line.
I
It's
would
been
say,
going on for many years, Zeus.
can we say that the cases against Trump were politically motivated?
Yes, absolutely.
Can we say that the case against Hunter Biden was politically motivated?
Well, Hunter Biden, though,
I'm just
the man,
let's
the
let,
man
let's
has a
it was
drug
a yes or
problem.
no. It was a yes or no.
Okay, no.
Could you say the impeachments against Joe Biden were politically motivated?
I'm not sure about that.
Do you see the issue now? I think you were very confident to say Trump was, targeted for political reasons, but it's interesting how that same justice system went after the sitting president of the United States' own son, and they got a conviction.
Yes.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
for you to not say that's
But
political, that for you to go, well, that's not political, but then to acknowledge these cases that happened against Donald Trump as being political, it, to me, you know what I mean? You know what you're doing to my mind,
okay.
right?
I'm not here, like I said, to get into a debate with you. I'm just giving you my point of view of it. You know, I've seen a lot of corruption in our government for many years, no matter how you look at it.
But wouldn't you agree that Trump would be an example of someone who's corrupt? And he's in
Well,
government?
I just said, I believe all of them are pretty much corrupt, what they've done to, I mean, I think United States, I think we need a good leader, which we haven't had, I think, for many decades.
I recognize that, but I don't
Yes.
believe, and I know you voted for Trump.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not. I don't vote. I'm not a voter.
Oh,
I will
okay.
not vote.
Then why are we even having this conversation? I mean, come on.
Because
If you
I'm
don't
just
have
giving
any,
you, I'm just giving you my insight of what I seen with the Democrats. I mean, they look ridiculous. What they did.
well,
I
you
mean,
know
Joe
what, you know
Biden-
what, you know what.
Joe
When you
Biden-
said that, I'm just going to assume you voted. So I'm going to continue to
No.
talk to you like you did vote, okay? Because your rhetoric
Okay.
it lines up with people who voted for Trump. So let me get it off. I wanted to say this. I need you to do some research and really look at what Democrats are doing to help you live in this country and enjoy some of the freedoms and opportunities you currently have. Because I think you're sorely mistaken to believe every single thing the Democrats have done is harmful to you. I wouldn't even go as far as to say that.
No. It doesn't affect me. It never affected me.
You don't think
Never
it does.
affected me.
It does. You don't think it does. And one of the things that I think you probably are going to have to learn, and you're going to learn it the hard way, is terrorists affect you, mass deportations affect you. In one way or another, either it's going to save you money or it's going to cost you. But it
Zeus,
affects you.
Let me, since you want to reflect on that, let me ask you a question now. Now, when Biden took office, everything went up. I mean, you name it. Anything you bought, from gasoline to, it all went up.
Yeah,
All
I
of it.
remember.
Yes, it really
and,
did.
and there was a kind of a reason behind that, right?
Okay.
And what would you say the reason is? Do you think the reason may have been it was the result of the pandemic, or do you think it was? I'll give you another option.
I don't.
Joe Biden got on a Zoom call with every business in the nation and says, "Hey, I'm the president, and I'm going to need you to jack your prices up."
No.
What do you think it was? Do you think it could have been the result of a pandemic that was global, or do you think Joe Biden literally got on the phone and said, "Hey, every business
No.
in the United States, jack up those prices. I'm the president, and give me a cut."
No. I'm not sure. I couldn't answer that because
But I mean,
have
but if
no
you had to
idea.
roll the dice, which one do you think it was? And $1 million was on the line. Do you think Joe Biden called every business up and told them to raise their prices, or do you think?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
Absolutely
we
not.
know what happened.
Okay.
But why is that so hard for a lot of people to admit? I mean, I get it. You don't like Democrats, but I think facts should be
Oh, no,
unbiased.
I'm not really saying that though, Zeus. I'm just saying, like I said, I think both parties I was born and raised in LA. My grandma was born in LA in 1908. Many, many years we've been here in LA. But
Did she?
I'm not criticizing both sides. I mean, I think
You're
they're
only
both, for the
criticizing
most part.
Democrats.
I think they're both corrupt, like I said. I believe throughout these years,
But what did the Republicans do wrong then? How about that?
as far as what?
Well, you said what the Democrats did wrong. I figured
Well, I mean,
a neutral
like you
person
said,
like you.
Donald Trump, he lied. Sure he did. Time and time again, he lied. Joe Biden lied. How many other presidents? Obama lied. I mean, come on.
So only Donald Trump's only basically the only thing he's done that's terrible is lie in your world.
Well, I mean, Zeus, we're gonna get off topic here because if we want to talk about human beings, we've all made mistakes. Right? I mean, it's true.
That's wild.
I'm a man of faith. I believe in God, the Lord Jesus Christ. So,
In the one that's in the Bible.
yes.
Well, don't you think you should probably support someone that has the same values as you? I mean, and I say this as a person who's familiar with what's in the Bible. Like, for instance, we know, Trump cheated on his wives. Isn't that considered adultery?
But that has nothing. I mean, there's millions of people that have done this, though. Millions, right? I mean, we're not perfect.
What
None
about
of us are
stealing
perfect.
and unalivings? I mean, think about all the people that lost their life because of his lies about the pandemic. Americans lost their lives. That, to me, that's shedding innocent blood. Don't you think that's also a cause for concern?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure it is. Sure
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think about it, people worship Donald Trump too. It's almost like he's made himself as an idol.
Yeah.
This is crazy that pretty much.
I think we'll see in time what he does. We'll see what happens. Give him a year, and then we'll see what's going on.
But you've already had 4 years. And a matter of fact, I forgot to say, even when he was president the first time, he managed to get impeached. He got impeached twice.
Yes.
It's almost like you all saw the red flags. You okay? You okay?
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's the information that I'm giving you or something else, but I don't want you to do too much. All right. If it's too much
Yeah.
I'm giving you, just let me know.
No. It's
Too much information I'm giving you?
No, I'm. Believe me, I'm registering it. Believe me, I am.
Have you thought
It's
about
good talking to you?
Have you thought about how you're going to be broke in the next coming years? Because a lot of people are saying businesses right now are preparing for tariffs, and they're projecting that this cost, whether it's 25, 45%, they're going to have to pass it on to consumers, or they're going to have to eat the cost. And most businesses aren't trying to eat that cost. So a lot of times when I talk to people like you, and I didn't bring up mass deportations, you're talking about basically a $5,000 to $10,000 hit in your annual budget. Do you have that kind of extra income lying around? Are you prepared for that?
I'm okay at this point. Thank God, I'm okay at this point.
So
I'm
you can
retired.
afford an extra $5,000 or $10,000 on your bottom line.
Well, money's a different. I mean, it depends how you manage your money to begin with.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm encouraging people to do. And then also, if you know anybody that might be undocumented, or even if you are here legally but might fit the description, you might want to actually add another cost. You might want to hire an immigration lawyer, right? Because you got to know what your rights are in the event ICE comes and does what they do. You know what I mean? And this is the world a lot of people are going to be living
Are
in.
you talking about illegal aliens, people that don't belong here in this country, that came here illegally?
I'm talking about undocumented people and people who are documented that might fit the description. You know, have you ever been profiled in your life before?
No.
Well, let me explain how it works. Sometimes you're out and about in the public and you fit the description, and then they just go ahead and act like, you know, you're the suspect, and they don't know who you are until they process you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to let a lot of people know is coming, you know, especially with these mass deportations. So you add that's like an extra 15 to 20,000 now, because you got to add your lawyers. I don't think the average American has that kind of money set aside.
So what people are you referring to? Just people from South America or Mexicans, or all people? Chinese, Japanese?
All, because you could fit the description. Remember, I just said that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, for instance, Jerry Hill, that's your name, but from afar, you could look like somebody that is on the list to deport. You know what I mean? And you know they're not going to know until they grab you, process you.
Absolutely. Yes.
And you got to know your rights. And so, again, a lot of people don't know that this is going to have to be an added cost in their budget. So I just wanted to give you that. All right. Now I know you got to get up out of here, and I didn't mean to scare you like that, but someone has to tell you this. All right.
Hey Zeus, nice talking to you, and God bless you, and you take care of
All
yourself.
right, you take care as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead. All right, let me go ahead. All right, W Zeus in the chat. W Zeus in the chat. Jerry, yeah, you got to do better, and don't spend so much time bashing the Democrats. As a matter of fact, because you did bash the Democrats, I'm going to throw you in the lake of fire. Don't bash the Democrats.
Silence, you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. What a wonderful and incredible show we've had together. Oh my gosh, you all deserve a round of applause. Thank you all for tuning in this morning. All right, I didn't know where we were going, but we got where we needed to be. Thank you to my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. All right, but I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to, all of you Zeus haters out there. Once again, you're denying the truth. You're denying the facts, data, and statistics, and you're choosing to dwell in ignorance, all because of your hatred for the Democrats and for me, Big Zeus. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one last round of booze and shame. Get out of here.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. We're going to take care, and we're going to lower your debt and pay off your taxes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Zena. Let's go! Great show. Take care and stick your fingers. We're going to lower your taxes. Let's go, let's go. I'll be back on my main account tomorrow. All right. Just type in 3 Crossing Radio. All right. Gotta be able to connect. Hey, thank you, Bounce. Love you too. They all try to use my name. They all try to take my fame, and they can. They'll never take my game. All right. Thank you. I just made that up. Thank you, Ginger. Vincent. Get to work, Vincent. You know you're on the clock, Vincent. And if you're on TikTok and on the clock, that's stealing. You don't want to be a thief, Vincent. And he laughs because he knows I'm telling the truth. A lot of you, I know you're at work listening to Big Zeus. Alright, just keep it to yourself, alright? But don't get out here and start trying to act like it's not what it is, alright? Now, Democrats can do it. Democrats can do it because we're doing something to help save this country. But you get to work. Let's go. Yes, Zeus is on the loop. You're at work, Coco. You're fine, though. You have kingdom immunity. Don't worry. But Vincent doesn't have kingdom immunity. No. He's stealing on the clock. And he knows it. Stop it, Vincent. Tiffany for the people. Keep up the great work. Oh, you own the place? Show me the paperwork, Vincent. I promise you don't own it. They got so many excuses. I own the place. I know, and that's a little complex you got. They've lost their minds, Evan.
Kamala Harris, we're going to pay down our debt.
Yeah.
We're going to lower your taxes.
There you go.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say.
W. Cabria. Thank you. Thank you.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack. Drill, there's a frack.
See you tomorrow on my main account. Let's go. Craig, you want to drill? W. Cabria. Thank you. She can't help it.
She's a radical left one. She can't help it. But we're gonna end that. And we will fight. And drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna be drilling. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack.
Hey!
Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal.
I gotta do it.
Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill like it's Hannibal Lecter.
Hey!
We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill like it's Hannibal Lecter.
You gotta be able to get into that.
Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
They do.
Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? We're going to lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we go.
Lower your taxes. Deep insane asylum.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling. Drill, we're gonna drill down Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter.
Hey, we're gonna lower your taxes. Shout out to Facts Still Matter. Facts Matter. The late great Hannibal.
Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Facts Raid, but I'm out of here. You all have a great rest of your morning. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.